couple of them, not just one, not two, but shoot, I mean that six barbers in this local area. But yeah, my name's Keyshawn. I'm gonna be the host, and we got my man right here.
Elwood Griffin, Elwood Silverhand.
And we got
Paul Campbell, the king.
yeah.
Now, Asian baby, aka AD, let's hand cuts.
You got Mario coming here, fine cuts.
Uriah Shepherd, the line doctor, they call him UT Barber.
I got Jonathan Davis and knowledge.
Hey, I'm glad y'all got to make it. Show, man. That's all it is. My first question I got for y'all, just go down the line. I was just blurt out how y'all want to do it. But what are some of the doors that Barber has opened for y'all?
Being able to expand my personal growth, clientele, just helping me with my confidence. So a lot of money.
Yeah, we man, them doors for me, man. Basically, I looked at it more than just doing, it's just basically connection with people, man. Like making assets with communicating with people and connecting with people, man. And just giving them what they want to bar, man. Just basically the connection, man. Networking with people, man. You never know who you might see. Or coming in the bar, man, give me a check, you never know who you might be cutting, man. It just open doors because you get to cut so many different people, man, to where you don't know which one you don't know who you might run up on. Somebody who might need in your life at the time,
You know everybody.
Everybody. Allegedly, honestly.
Oh yeah. Shit, I know one of the doors that opened up for me was I got to meet all y'all.
Nah, facts. Really?
I would have none of y'all.
Yeah, nah, facts. I would never hear
I would have none of y'all in my bar.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't know who got what going on in their life. You know what I'm saying? That you can give access to. Right. It might be a help to you. You might be a help to them. You just work both ways, man. It's a blessing.
It really does, because me and Ed was talking before I got here. Because y'all, obviously this place been remodeled after the storm. And if y'all don't know, I have a studio and I'm gonna build onto it. And I asked him, like, who put this together? And he told me the prices they did. And now I'm gonna have this contact and eventually I'm gonna call that dude up. So, like, and he did everything, so I won't have to go to different people. So just knowing it all brings opportunities as well too. So I just gonna go there, man.
I can say for myself, like, barber, bro, first of all, like, bro, it ain't like, and I think, and now that I'm into it, now I see, yeah, you open doors, but the level of doors open, like, from the basic to the mid to even it's higher, like, bro, like, I'm literally going to my second year of barbering, and bro, like, I guess since, me having the background playing football and having that, being able to have that network, man, when I say, bro, like, playing at that very high level for the SEC, playing the Ole Miss and everything, like being able to play there, having those same guys around, they just let me play in their head, like, hey, now it's like I've been in a relationship with them now, they were father to the league, like, hey man, now I was like, man, I'm getting calls and I'm sitting here bartering, and I'm like, life is dirty, I just started, bro. Like, this is unreal to the point where now I'm able to cut millionaires in, like, I never knew, when I'm saying like, I get it, bro, I don't be seeing, like you said, we just talking like seeing Paul or seeing those guys or OG, man, I'm talking about big old stack of money. He's like, it is legit money too, like clean money. I'm talking about after you getting up every day and busting your tail like to get it, but it's like seeing it from that level, right, to then get to the point where you realize people have so much money that they can't really show you, because it's like, they didn't show you what they bring, honestly, so. Like I said, I done got a chance to be around some, man, like Patrick, my home, bro, like the guys we all that's from our hometown of Houston, like Chris Jones, just even getting, like I said, cutting a lot of guys from all over the world, like I done been to Like now, it is a point where now, like, I can't really be, like, go through the process like everybody else go through their process, start out as a barber, like, being in the shop all the time. Like, I would actually talk to someone this morning about it, was like, man, you gotta spend more time. I said, I trust you, I'm not against the process, but for some odd reason, my lane is not that lane, just sit there and just bust my tail and have to sit there and do how I have to do, you know, of course, but I'm not knocking how you did it, because at the end of the day, that's the blueprint to how to be successful in any way. And honestly, if like I said, by me, my connections through the barber, just through my life, because we all have different separate lives, and you know, we come in contact with so many different personalities, so many different people, like to the point where I'm cutting lawyers, cutting doctors. Like even with me, I had to. Somebody want to pay me, somebody had to use the lawyer. Say, hey man, can you help me get some of the lawyer I just used? Can you help me get some of my money back from this guy that, you know? But of course, it's trying to get that serious over a haircut. But it gets to the point where, you know, you see a lot in the industry, so you just never know. But the fact that by me cutting this lawyer or cutting this doctor or cutting this guy that's a vet or cutting these guys who have all major business entrepreneurs themselves, that they know people. So it's like, okay, man, you gave me great service, man. I love your energy. I love that you constantly give me something to think about, because at the end of the day, we're like therapists. It's all said and done. Like, at the end of the day, whether we want to admit it or not, like, we play the fact. Like, people come sit in our chair, bro, we have the weight of the world on their shoulders. That's one thing I do love about barber, because I feel like what made me even get better in the barber world is that I fell in love with just the art of barbering. Right. The fact that, okay, a person come in there with just, why this, man, I'm a beard and all that, man, you know, even now, you know, even playing the face not how now the world is showing how, as men, mental health is just as important for us than it is for anybody else, because for some men, a haircut is the only self-service you would do for, you know, because now some guys will say, oh, I'm too tough to go get my nails, I'm too tough to keep myself clean, I'm too tough, like, that's insane whoever came up with that. You feel me? Because in the day, as a man, just being a man alone, bro, one thing I old head told me, you have your last name and your word. That's given to you. Can't nobody take that from you. So at the end of the day, we're here to be providers, be protectors, and to be able to show up when it's time to show up. So that's right there. Responsibility alone is enough as is. So you gotta imagine when you deal with other men that's coming in, you feel me? Like they think that you're like that, they don't understand. Nah, bro. I'm just really using my gift to help me pay my bill. But like the Bible said, that your gift shall make room for you. If you depend on him, but also depend on your gift. Like, because at the end of the day, everybody in this world have their own true identity. We all cut hair, but they're not only gift that we all have. We can all say, like, so, you know, like again, go back to the point, like, man, this is way bigger than just a haircut. This is it's like ministry. It's like it's art. It's therapeutic. It's like it got to the point where, man, I cut somebody's hair, bro. And listen, man, you just don't understand, bro. I don't know. I already do it to myself before this haircut. Oh yeah. He told me that, bro. It felt like, man, like something inside me just like, what? Bro, like, you don't understand, I'm in the back of my head, I'm sitting trying to make sure y'all have to come out, it ain't really gonna be home better than me. Hey, I'm in to all at the same time, you feel me, like at the same time, I get it, like, it's perfect for you, and so I'm like, man, and then I'm like, to God be the glory, because at one point, I remember, I was just charging like $15 a cut, bro. I never really cut like Paul's head, like y'all know, because y'all know we beat, bro. Like I go look at y'all beat, y'all be like, man, how do you go do this? How do you, like even Ed when he used to cut my hair as a kid, I spent everything, like how you put the cape on, how you put the neck strip on, get body rings, like the whole time. No, how he had like so until I started following the little things about the barber game. Oh man, like. Being nervous about a haircut, and you go to that stage with that, and bitch just wear off because you're like, okay, I'm just doing repetition, I'm doing it.
But yeah, but you know, another thing about that too, man, you try not, if you go through that, try not to put yourself in competition.
Facts,
Facts. We all know how to cut, but I don't care how good we are,
right?
Somebody somewhere knows the different cuts. No, everybody got that beat. It's
perception. Everybody got that perception. Like at the end of the day,
That's one thing I like that y'all got to see with us.
Right.
We was never in competition.
Right.
We was never me, Freddie, Paul, Dean. Well, I don't know about Cass. But Cassie, one thing I respected about him, somebody commented on him in a bad way about his colors. And he knew it was true.
Yeah.
So not only do you gotta check is what they saying true, could it be better?
Right.
And he saw that. And you know what he did, bro? He cut his clippers off for a whole month. And said, yeah, I want your fade, really I want your line.
Right, facts.
And he just came to the shop every day like this kind of work. He cut on the clippers. And just watch his cuts.
Not a fact. It's really nice.
But it was one thing, it's one thing he had that me and Freddie never could do.
Yeah.
He could never do the design. I still don't know nobody who was selling himself.
Yeah, not a fact. He was definitely in a whole new way.
And that's their uniqueness, man. That's something that stands out, right?
Facts.
That's why you should never be in competition. You just stand on your own true self, man.
It's the detail,
man. And you just keep perfecting yourself. You in competition with yourself, man. You get better day by day, right?
I was like all ballers, like
basically,
you know, if I can't get you, I always depend on you to send them. Hey, look, I'm gonna call it. I know I'm saying, you don't know that we got something on for. You know, I'll pass them right. I was able to have trust to be able to pass whoever I want to pass, but not. But you know, they got confidence in y'all.
Long especially, you know, they take time in art just like you take time. That's like, I think that's one thing, like when I first got in now, and that's one thing I did say a lot of old like painters, my niggas like, bro, I like the fact that you take time, detail to actually take the detail because that's what's gonna separate you from everybody. That's what making that ornament stand out. You feel like literally, like, and that's one thing, because I was like, I don't cut like this, and they're like, nah. So now it's like I'm understanding, no, you grab a nugget from him, you grab a nugget of that, you grab a nugget from him, you grab, then, honestly, you really create a 5-head bounce, you create something that you can't be performed, because when you tap into that, and like, you can't cheat. At the end of the day, you can't cheat, you gotta really like, fall in love with every little small thing that comes with it in order to be even half decent. Right. Because like me, stand up, I know right now I can call man barber right there like the boy, like man, we good and all, bro. It's never said it's way better. Look, I was like it get wet like me. No, bro, like I'm on the iceberg tip of it. There's levels to this, bro. Like, and seeing that, I can imagine the type of mindset, the type of detail, type of paint, like the type of the creativity, because man, nowadays you see people have full head, bald head right here, I'm talking about you get the George Jefferson, you get the
man fresh.
I'm saying fresh. Boy, y'all flat. So you know, and that's why I just really fell in love with like making a difference and being effective, like touching people's lives. You know, giving the word encouragement. Even when I'm dealing with stuff my own son, a lot of times, like, you know what? Fast for real, that too. But you go, I mean, you know, you didn't make me realize my situation ain't as bad as you think it is. Let me just find something. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. So it's like, it's a two-way go, man, for real. But the doors didn't open. It opened so many doors from spiritually, financially. I didn't sell with so many financial advisors. I don't know if you guys like pay attention now, but like I know Ed, he always tell me like, man, pay attention to money, save your money. You feel me? Like make sure that you know you put up money. Like make sure you put up money for a rainy day, because again, we file our own taxes. We gotta do all that. So. And that's another part. The fact I'm cutting down the more money, they show you like, bro, this is what you do with your money. Like now you're making this type of money. You take this money, put it here, let it grow for you, let your money work hard. Because yeah, we do hard labor, but we don't go out and sweat or not. But let you get a line that you trying to fix, or something you trying to fix a mistake. You start sweating like, oh man, I'm gonna way out something. I'm trying to make it look right, you know. And boy, we. And you gotta go through a whole day being like that. I come to her. Swear to the man, people, and I'm talking real. talk. So, bro, like, so the door is open now. I know how to handle my money because this is a small area we're from. This is a small, so we're limited to so much information to help us grow to even work smarter instead of so much harder. Of course, we're gonna all get out here and grind like one thing I can say is like, first of all, this guy right here, that's his podcast. When I tell you, I think he got all of his beat put together about how hard this guy works. People don't like, when I want to know, like, I would go to war with this guy just because, like I said, we played high school ball together and everything, but like, his work ethic was so contagious, it was so just like unique and so just like, either you was gonna get with it or get left behind, or either you was gonna get with it and be like, man, how come you getting all these benefits where you like, well, let me at least try, maybe I might get one or two niggas. So it's like, and even after that, bro, seeing you, I said, maybe I need to bust my tail. If something ain't working hard for me, bro, I will revert back to my training. Cause anytime, like, anytime stuff that I like, anytime something just throws us off, we can revert back to what we know. Something we're familiar with. Whether it's something that your parents did, whether it's something old head, whether it's something, whatever somebody put instilled or instilled in you, however you got it, you gonna revert back to it whether you want to or not. Especially when everything hits the fan, you like, oh man, now you're back in the squad, we gotta. But seeing this man out, so many adversity was set against him when playing sports, but bro, like this man got up every day faithfully, like 5:30. We in high school, this man up there at 5:30 in the morning, already shooting, already just his working. So this right here is like the iceberg where I know he's going to eventually go to, because that's why I don't know this man can come for anything. Like, bro, we don't talk all the time or nothing, but I hope you know the type of character. You know the character that I have for sure, and I know the type of you are that. Then hit the fan, bro, you can call me, let me know anything. I'm gonna try to be there just as much, but I don't think people understand like what like your story, because I feel like your story is so unique, more so than mine, his, all of it, because of so much that you went through. He didn't have all this, because why can't I'm like, God, I need this man. He playing with some real cheese, like this a couple rats in it. Yeah, exactly. This ain't no half stepping, man. This real. This nigga legit. He just out black market. It's like, nah, for real. So, bro, I commend you, but I want you to know, like, bro, seeing you play a part in me, cause it's like, okay, if I ain't been consistent, if I ain't coming with that same aggression every day when I wake up, I'm coming in and cutting ahead with that same mindset I had yesterday, trying to make yesterday just as good as today. Bro, I'm gonna mess myself. I'm always like, cause in this game you can't just stay the same. You gonna get better, or you gonna either steady go down.
That was the goal from the beginning. To show y'all that, yeah, I was set to do one thing, but I want to show you that you can do other things.
Right.
A lot of people, they thought I was dumb.
Right.
They really thought, they just tell me.
Insane. They thought you was insane. They thought you was crazy.
I always told them, I said, look, I smile like, I got a plan. Whether you believe it or not,
Right.
one day they'll be like, oh.
Nah, fast.
Now they're like, what? Yeah.
Nah, fast.
They don't surprise me because the amount of time, like you said, I put in.
Right, nah, fast.
But I always tell people, like, when you see me, I don't want jealousy.
Nah, fast.
Not all. I want it to inspire you. That's why you see all the stuff I got, it's to inspire. That's what I'm looking for. Never. Because like you can't be jealous of a man that has success because you don't know what they did to get there.
Exactly. You don't get suffer to get there, bro.
Yeah. No, you don't know what they did. Right. So that's why I always, it's a message to all the young people. Anybody that needs inspiration, when they see y'all me, that's why I'm gonna feel. But yeah, speaking of that, man, I want to hear from the OGs. Like, how did y'all get into barber?
Just tired of selling place.
Yeah.
Like, I always had a gift in me. I just didn't know that it could take my family from struggling to us being alright. Right. And it took me working into factories and them telling me, okay, what's my top line? Oh, this? $15? I can't feed it like 4 kids like that. So I was just like, God got me a better way. So I just really just started seeking God on what to do. But I've been cutting hair since I was like 13. I'm seeking help on what to do. I'm seeking help for something that I already got in me. So he just basically like, hey man, go to school. And so the sacrifice I had to make was going to school. I had to put myself to go to school. But that clarity from hearing from God and getting the answers I wanted to didn't come until I went on a 30-day fast and I prayed. And that was what God revealed to me. And I took the necessary steps to reach those goals. And like I said, after I got in the shop, I went from 400 to 1,500. And I just continued to increase it. And I was able to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
What about you, Paul?
Well, what? I mean, it's like, like I said, man, we grew up, man, my dad, man, we like, what, 9 kids, 5 brothers and 4 sisters. So, in our time, there was, you always said you had to call bootleg. We didn't really have a barber shop to go to.
Right.
And my dad could out there. And said, man, we was jacked up, we just didn't know it. Until I started becoming of age to where I started trying to, want to start feeling myself, looking at myself, and actually looking at myself. 7th, 8th grade, start trying to get up there where, start liking little girls and stuff.
Yeah.
So, start trying to figure out, hey, I'm trying to see, why my game ain't strong. And so I'm looking in the mirror.
Right.
And when I started looking at pictures, and man, and your head, the line look like a Nike sign. And it starts right here, and then it swoops up there. And man, you got that whole and I comb my hair front, daddy go cut that. This stuff started dawning on me, cause I'm going to school now, I'm looking at other kids' hair. I'm looking at man, so I'm knowing daddy didn't take you to no barbershop. Hey, back in the day, hey, they can save $1, they gonna save it, they gonna save it, he gonna do it himself. So, man, one day I just got up there. And I something, man, I don't know, I seen them clips in there, and I said, man, I'm gonna try to cut my hair. And I went in there, and I did that first, man, I'm telling you, that first time, man, I got my hair so bad. And, man, I had to wear a ball, and my brother, everybody laughed at me, man, they laughed at me. Man, I was almost in tears. But, and my brother, one day, he cut it off. And I had no school the next day. And I'm like, man, I thought they would let me stay at home, finish some summer. I went back, and man, like I said, I went to school that I had a hood on. And, I got up in there, that teacher said, she said, Paul, take the hood off. She told acting like 3 or 4 times, she had like friends take me to the office, And finally, when I took my hood off, man, the whole class just did it. And I just took my hand, man, I just put over my head like that. And they was laughing at me, man. I went through that agony, man, and they was making fun of me, man. And I went through all of that. Literally, like, got in a couple of fights, it was big. And so, and even with all of that, when it grew back, something in me went right back in there. Ain't gonna do it. I got one side right, but I was right-handed, so the left side is where I was struck. Trying to do that. And so, man, I messed that up and went the same thing that was, that I went through, all that you would think that what I went through on that first, that you wouldn't do it. but something that I was determined, man, I was determined to do it. I never, something in me, I was like 13, man, 13 years old, man, 30 to 28. So I went there and man, I did it again. And man, had to go ball and hit it.
But it's crazy though, you saying though, you telling though, let's be honest though, in reality, we really doing trial and error a lot of head. We like system, but in reality, we just held the house to the point we don't mess it up. We just
but you have to, but see, good hair, that stuff starts with a desire. See, it starts with a desire. For some reason in me, I wanted to learn. Then, I was just in there, man, and something just led me to go looking to do. So I went ball again. So, but the third time, consider, when I did it that third time, I believe the good Lord honored me because he seen my persistence. Right. He seen the desire, and plus it was there, but it had to be perfected. Right. And when I did that, the third time, it was perfect. Hit my side. Man, you talking about happy. Man, I run in that show, my dad, and he looked at us and said, boy, you did a good job. I was happy, man. I showed my brother, man. They said, no, they know what I had went through, man. I went ball twice. 13. Hey, man, this fool ain't gonna stop so big. And when I did that the third time, man, I never messed up again. And I was cutting my hair, and after a while, I gained the respect of me. When they started seeing me, I gained the respect of my brothers. So then, not only did I start, I went from not cutting my own hair, they started letting me practice on their hair. Right. And see, my brothers, man, they got good hair. So, man, noticing this too now, you only had one pair of clippers. So I had, we had those wall clippers from wall. Where if you wanted to line, you had to, unscrew it, push the blade down, tighten that line, then you want to fade back out, unscrew it, and then push it back up. Man, one pair of clippers, so man, I'm doing the fade and all of this with one pair of clippers and a couple of guards. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what, man. And so we just want to see it, man. I was playing good hair. I learned all of that by nobody teaching me anything. It's just getting in there, and I believe just learning. And over a period of time, I got better and better and better. And after a while, man, I started putting my brothers to the neighbors up the road. All of them, I started cutting. I got all that practice to it. And man, after a while, man, then the kids at school, I started gaining respect. Yeah. Man, we walked around with clippers in a bag. Bootleggers, if you want. I started off, man, $3. $3, man, is all we did. Hey, I walk around, man, stay out of school, go around there. Hey, cut hair. Man, hey, I started making a little money. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you. 20, 30, back in the old days, $20, $30 was a lot of money. Yeah. Back when we had. And like I said, man, that opened doors, man. Man, once I started doing that, bro, the little change, that little money started coming, man. And like I said, Dad, he wasn't, Jordans and all that stuff. No, he wasn't buying, he wasn't paying no $100 for your job. So, man, that motivated me when I started making my own money. Man, I started saving my money. I was able to get some of the clothes some of the name brand clothes that I want. And man, I'm telling you, and ever since then, man, it just, man, haircut business has been a blessing. I'm telling you, so, hey, and like I said, man, persistence, you gotta be persistent. It's a desire. Because if you don't have a desire to do this, you're not gonna do it.
Right.
You got to have a desire to want to do something, to perfect. And like I said, man, I did that over and over. Man, I worked. Now I worked the job, but because I needed benefits.
Right.
When you're, sometimes in this business, you work a 2 jobs because, man, I needed health insurance. Like you said, you got stuff, man. You got family stuff. You gotta have all that benefit wise. So I worked 2 jobs, man. I did this and worked. I worked with furniture factory. I tell you what, I was making so much, I didn't even have to spend my Franklin checks. I could live just off of my barber. And man, like I said, I got ahead of life. I got ahead, bro. I got addicted to saving money. It works straight back because, man, people around, if people, you can get stuck in this. People they don't see a lot of this here, podcasts around here. Because they're not used to seeing something. Everybody, you know what I mean? You do something different. See, if I told them that people don't see how you can make a living actually cutting hair. They don't even know the type of money that's in haircut. If you can cut 3 heads a day, 3 heads an hour, and you charge $30, and if you can do, I have been on some style, if you do 3 heads an hour, if you charge $30, okay, that's $90 an hour.
Yes, sir.
Where do you make $90 an hour?
Right.
In a factory, you're not gonna make $90 an hour. You're not gonna make that type of, I'm just saying, and this is just, just going to get disrespecting the gift. Work, and like I said, man, I'm telling you, and I could have, I just didn't have, the faith to just launch out like that and just let the job go and just constantly, and just do bar. I could have, but like I said, sometimes good Lord knows how to do things. One day I hurt my back in Franklin. And I couldn't go back to my job because I hurt my back. And, and that's when I began to start kind of lunching out on that, man, and start depending on that bars. And man, I made, like I said, man, I made more money. Man, like I said, this is a money making business.
You self-employed.
You don't, and I tell people, you don't have to, I'm gonna tell you what, bro, I was making the money I was making. Hey, I told you, I was running with the dope boy. What I'm saying was, all the money they was making, they walked around 20 something. They was showing $20,000, $30,000, and I was right there with them showing them $20,000. And when somebody knocked on my door, I wasn't nervous at all.
Right.
Hey, it be many times somebody would knock on the door and they sit up their eyes buckled, they don't know who it was. I had that type of money. I had home place, man, I had a nice car, I had a big gold chain, I had all that stuff.
Looking like what you went.
I look like, and people today, they're sitting around still cannot figure out how I move the way I move. Cause they think you're doing, you can't tell me that's all you're doing is cutting.
Yeah, that's a big saying.
They can't believe that you are not, no, you can't tell me that he's doing something else.
Nah.
He's doing something that he can't make because the average person, man, you know, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, you know, I tell any, you don't have to, all you have to do is perfect it.
Right.
Man, you know, this is something that you can get your license within a year. And you can take off. And you can be your own boss. And you can make your own money.
And it's gonna follow you anywhere in the world.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Because people that's gonna run, you ain't got to run people down. They coming to you. That's the best part about it. Your phone is ringing.
The money.
The money is coming. You don't have to sit around and just wonder. Perfect your gift, like you said, man. Learn from each other, man. Everybody can, there's no room for jealousy, and you know, jealousy and all of this stuff. People will, now don't go to him, they'll throw salt in the game, talking about he don't make to keep you there with them.
Exactly.
No, man, no, that's not the way you can.
No, I mean, you can't cut so many kids in an hour anyway.
Can't put it in
It's only, you can only do so much in a day.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Man, so busy, like shit. You might have 4 of them walk out.
Yeah, but if you man, it's 4 walk out.
That's right.
But you know, it's 4 walk out, 4 come in.
Like, it's really like it's full circle, like a circle of life. What I don't get, he gonna get. What he don't get, I don't get. Like,
Not missing nothing.
not missing out. Whether who's supposed to sit in your chair, they gonna sit in your chair, I promise you. Like,
Exactly. You know, I'm telling you for a long time, like, I never understood. Like, I was like, man, you drinking out the shop at 10:30, huh? Still in the shop, man. No, hey, money ain't gonna, you don't come to me, but you gotta get it.
Yeah.
You know? You can't get it. Right? I never understood why they was in the shop so late. You know?
I done did that too.
Yeah.
12 o'clock at night in the shop.
And you started this morning, you know?
But you know, them hours they gonna add up.
Yeah.
You know, eventually, you start in the beginning.
You working on first shift and second shift.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock, you got enough. You pull it up.
You really do, right? You really just like, man, I'm push. I got actually see extra little $5. I can shoot. I could go in later. I'm gonna go home, give you back the ego home down. I done made $1,000 in one day. Dude, that's when I knew. Like, this before I was even good, bro. I promise you. And I'm real spiritual person. I believe God never showed you something that He don't think that you can attain. I feel like He always showed you like a smart, like a little glimpse of your next level if you pay attention. Well, He always put people, He put you in the room with people. He exposed you to things to show you that, okay, this is what you're capable of. If you be a great student, now they show you now to become a student where you live. And you become a student where He's exposing you to, you eventually gonna be if not farther than that. So that's one thing I know for sure. Like, this is before I even before I wasn't even this good, but like I said, but one of my homeboys, he played ball, he was like, well, you come I haven't seen you doing good. Right. And you know, of course, he just had money now, so of course it was like, I wasn't really looking for him to throw me the money, bro. He said, bro, he brought me a check, literally, it was $670, like $650, something like that. I said, bro, I just started cutting, bro. I just started cutting him like a couple months ago. He was like, yeah, bro, good shit, alright, man. He was like, bro, you know, it's a tax write-off. I'm gonna show you about that too. I'm like, okay, tax write-off. He was like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, even though I'm paying you a lot, this help me out on taxes. You don't do that because you're an entrepreneur. I'm like, no, I never knew that. Well, he said, well, you're an entrepreneur, you know you got tax write-off, you got tax deductible, you gotta pay tax, and how that stuff works, you don't do that, the IRS don't, because you can make all that money, but the IRS don't come to all that, everything you got, so you can know these things, so that, like I said, by me cutting his head open that door, I did not know nothing about the IRS. I did not know nothing about, okay, the financial part about, yeah, we making all this money, but like the dope boys, they gotta hide their money to say earnestly. We don't do it. We gonna be running like the dope boys because we making so much money. And you know, and you gotta report all this stuff to IRS. But at that point, I was like, hey, guys, so if I take, like Paul said, if I really take it, because I wasn't covered in my life, I was like, I can do enough to get by. But at that point, like you said, at that point, I said, man, he just wrote me a $600 check for just a haircut. I'm like, I don't think haircuts even get over. He said, I was $20, so I never in my life. Where I just think, listen, how you getting this much? I said, at this point, if I really like just put my everything into this cut, and I go for a certain type of crowd, go for a certain type of clientele, I can do this on the regular if I really just pull into it. Because like I said, I play ball. We understand about the process. Like you put your time in, you bust your tail, put your head out, and perfect that. People gonna be calling you going now to the point like, yeah, I got 2 fucking people like, but man, I ain't bragging about having 2 phone, but I really have to have because people will constantly hit me up like I am the club. Like people, hey man, can you get me in when I already have a full schedule? Like, I mean now, cause now when you become a demand, you be like, cause like you said, bro, it'll be time when you can cut it all day. Ain't a lot, bro. I be so happy when 2 or 3 people walk out like, man, you can learn. You have no idea what's like you was like, yeah, see, about 3 o'clock, we like, oh, we're really trying to get extra, but it's like, man, I done been in the shop, no lie. Then when they told me I first got in there, like, bro, you gonna burn yourself out. I said, but y'all understand, I love money. So I swear, like I started at 9 o'clock in the morning. I promise you, bro. One time I stayed from 9 in the morning to 12:30 at night. And I walked out, I probably walked out like $1,400. I'm like, I said, dang, I did that a whole week. Maybe some people 2 weeks worth. One day. And like you said, and then you gotta go to people who value your service, who don't mind saying, oh man, you doing, but it's like, you want me to, like again, you can give a $10 cut, you can give a $20 cut. I can do that. But that cut compared to the cut I'm gonna give you when you pay me my work and pay what I'm gonna give you is totally different. You're gonna be like, man, what in the world? You're gonna be like, bro, I want to fight in your hand. That's how you create clients. That's how you create somebody that won't cheat on you. That's how you gotta pay them just to go to your property. Bro, I ain't saying the property ain't good, but it's like a relationship, how you take proper care of my haircut, how you, so it's like now I'm understanding why haircuts are the way they highlight. People say my haircut get high, but at the same sense, man, I pay, you know how much it for 1 pair of clippers? I guarantee you, 1 pair of clippers is
How much you pay for your 360
$3. Oh, you got 2 $450? You got both of them. You got, yeah. Did you get both of them or one?
I just want to try them out.
You got both of them though? Cause we ended up getting both. I just know they had like a preset to get it before. You be there just the little set, right? So exactly, and right there is like $300 because they just came out. But you get both of them, they try to give you a deal. So I ended up being like, they like $475.
Yeah, and I was like, almost 3.
Yeah, like it's like one was gonna end up around for 3, but then you get both of them. That's that's a car note. That's a car note. Insurance, like, you know, that's a deal. Like that's all your utilities. Think about it. All your utilities be outside your rent or your note or whatnot. Like light bill, water bill, gas bill. All that together, that's 1 pair of clippers. Literally, like babies, all these. That's 1 pair. Like, and that's ridiculous.
You bring us. Oh, when I first started this stuff, I was like, I know some money in the man. The first time I had bought, one of the first was like $3 grand.
Exactly, I already know.
And I was like, the camera cost that much. I'm just wondering how much they paid me just to shoot it.
Right.
And I remember my first big pay, man, I made like, I think it was like $8,000 in like a day. I just walked in there and was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, that, and that. And he said, here's the check for both commercials.
Man,
I walked out like, as an agent, I was like 20.
Yeah, you see, you know this.
So I couldn't fathom that I had the checks in my hand going home. I was scared I was gonna crash. Being an entrepreneur, man, is not no cap in any of us.
No,
that's
it's
the thing.
unlimited, honestly.
Unlimited. That's the thing. Working 9 to 5, like you cap. They say
You cap
$50 hours, you make $50 a year. That's it.
Yeah.
Like us, if I want to make 200,000, 250 next year, right, just keep going. It's all depending on what we want.
And one thing about this business here, it does not take a lot of money.
Right.
Even though we said, you know, and I know those clippers cost $300 and something. That's a one-time fee. But you look how long those clippers last.
Exactly.
Look how many times I done paid for those clippers.
That's
why I don't stress about the price.
Exactly.
Because I know that those, it's just like, okay, we can say, you know, and I know, because everything you got to pay for a good product. You just like all this stuff. This is not cheap stuff. It's not cheap stuff. But once you get that money, but like I said, over a period of time, this thing is gonna make your money back.
Back.
It's gonna over a period. It's not like you three or four shoots. It's gonna gotta go buy some more.
Right, I feel it.
Man, this stuff will last. If you take good care of it, it will last you. That's why clippers and stuff, man, you know, that's why if I pay $300 for it, I know one day I'm gonna make it back.
I feel it.
And them clippers gonna keep rolling over and over and over and over again. It'll pay for you. And hey, all you doing is replacing blades. You know, and that's it. So the overhead in this business and this is not high.
Not right first.
And you know, even with, and you got all types of different business. You got poor people, you gonna have some that's well, you know, they're able to pay the money,
Right.
to pay you. Sometimes I don't, you know, because I know at the end of the day, you know, some people come in there, they don't have, you know, they don't have that type of money. But I still do.
Not fair.
I still do, because at the end of the day, I know how I got started.
Exactly.
And I know at the end of the day, hey, I'm 50 years old. And sometimes those people that doesn't, you know, that struggle to pay, you know, they will be, that little $20 will still be there. And when you get older,
Right.
cause when your eyes go to getting dim,
Right.
your hands go to getting shaky, and you can't do what you do. You know, you may start, you know, cause just as soon as you know you leaving off the scene. That's why new people, hey, folks come on the scene and they leave the scene.
Right.
Older people, you know, you know, and you gotta, and those, that's why I don't look down the one that I can get paid that big money. I'm thankful for them, but I'm also thankful for the one that get a little $20 that they give me, but they doing it faithful. They doing what they can. They found that, hey, and I know sooner or later, you know, cause that $1,500 may leave, that $200 or $300 dude, he may go somewhere else, but the little old faithful guy still there. When you go so I don't, you know, that's why sometimes, you know, I hear barber like, man, I ain't doing this unless I'm getting paid this. I know you done built that reputation. You know, I understand that, been there. But at the same time, don't look down on your ones that's not fortunate. Because trust me, you're gonna have to. Those are the ones that still they'll be there when you're gone. Because they don't require a lot of money. They don't require all the black sprays and all this chocolate, all the very simple stuff. Those little old guys, all they want you to do is come in there and they don't 5-10 minutes just knock it off and line it up. They're not even ticket. They not nothing about it, man. They pay you first, third, whatever they get in. Hey, and they keep rolling.
Right. Some people don't even care about the cut. They just like the experience, just being in it. Like the comfort, man. Like you just mentioned it earlier, man. They get away.
And you know, but
Like
like
get away, man. Just come somewhere where they can just be super in.
I know I never heard one say, man, I can find you the children away from wild, man. They talk. We right now. You know, they really talk, man. This is talk, man. I love everybody. You know, that one guy like opened up when they get involved. I'm like, what is about them children when you do return? They talk.
There's one fall asleep, maybe.
I'll tell you. You know,
Yeah, he threw for the whole head.
I'm gonna come in and you got it.
Nah,
man.
someone just
Not run over.
We've been live sometimes.
Clip was open, man.
I know one guy say, man, I just want to play you. Just make me like that. I don't want to feel like that.
But that takes a lot of care, like you said, like with you though, I feel like it's like your character have to be like people don't think we think just because the bar their life is smooth for us, like it's still like you still have to build a character to stay like that because you gotta always at that point I feel like that's when you gotta always remain humble. You gotta always have those small things that really make you a good barber because there's gonna be times where you're gonna be cutting heads like that. You're gonna have to depend on those little $20 that you just gonna get to do because like you said, like I'm in a college town, so you have the ups, but you also have a straight drop where you got those $20 and $30 head they really just keep you just to even keep you floating. You feel me? So it takes, I feel like that's just any bar. I don't care how, I don't care if I ever get the chance to cut Denzel Washington hair. I know one thing I would want to make sure I would like never get too big or never get too be where I came from because, bro, like, I couldn't, like I said, at one point where I didn't think I was going to be able to charge up $20 for a cut. And those same people that would come say, hey man, you doing good. And I'm digging my head like, bro, you just don't know this is some crap. Like, but at the end of the day, you feel you said it come back and that right there, that process, man, I'm talking about that process builds so much character, builds so much just integrity, builds so much. Like, you know what? You'll never get to the point where you want to ever get too above that. Because ain't no I feel like just as much as we deal with people, bro, it's spiritual just as much as us putting our art. This is a spiritual type of gift because at the end of the day, if you don't treat this $12 haircut like it's a $100 haircut or like it's all this big money haircut, for some odd reason how life be lifing, you're going downhill. You don't even know it. You gonna look up and like, man, I'm looking at my check. Yeah. So you kind of gotta remain the same person. I won't make it to how far Paul went. I won't make it to like y'all like 4 or 5. I don't know if y'all like 10. I know you got me a little bit, but I don't know if you know about yourself. But me and Jalen, we really just started off. So for me to get to where he's at and still be able to do it at a high level, I gotta be how he just said. You gotta treat that $20 you gotta treat those because those are what makes you and that build character. That build thing that you won't get. If you just always depend on, man, I gotta get people you gonna shoot you really just take the gun, shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and I can be the first one to tell you, like, I work for a lot. I done worked for media and got the contracts from phone from them. But every time I do like little projects, just get my name out there, just showing that I work with these type of people. Yeah. The more people you can work with, your brand's gonna grow. Right. So no matter what's the price is. So that's something I had to get out of, like, man, I'm trying this and that's it. Yeah. Where I should have been working with a lot more people than I was working with. And if I would have done that, I would have been way far ahead. Right. But some fact, young, I'm gonna make that money that I know I can make. I should have took some of the small jobs. Right. So y'all, I gotta keep doing it, definitely. Because that's what I'm doing. I started back doing that last year. And the amount of connections that I've been building is ridiculous. You know, even though they might not be that big HVAC company I work for, but they still got people and still raving about me over there. Right. And now it's getting to the point where I got a team where they going to different cities where I'm working, so where they work. Right. They kept doing the same thing. So always keep that for sure. But I do want to ask this, like, how did y'all get into barber? I'm gonna start with you. How did you get started barbering?
You started first messing up, watching other people. You know, like I got kind of the same story like Paul. Like my dad, he was ball. He called himself a ball. You know, every father think they good. You know. Yeah. I mean, I was like, you know, I took a lot of mess up. You know, I was like, man, I got balls in there. Okay, so why we don't know you go over there? You got 20? You know, like. But now I was like, I had to take it out, you know. And my mom, one day she just had, my dad used to do that 3-week loan. And I call it 3-week loan, it was a shadow line, you know. I'm involved. So, you know, my mom was like, you know, man, these round here, you got a good hair. That's when people try to fade now. And then it started looking like a bowl, you know. So she left her hair, but she did what she told her. And I just got tired of seeing that and started, man, trying to work on myself, trying to line myself up there. And this guy here, he was bad on me. I used to try to keep that crispy line. I got it on business, so I just kept on just lying. See, like every time you see me, you know back. Yeah, but I thought crispy for one side, till they get the real to the back. But I never really wasn't going up, it wasn't going back. And yeah, I just get all help. I was like, I just want to be crispy every day. So, you know, I just kept on working with it. And finally I started learning where the line actually supposed to be. My thing was a little more, I was good at watching people. I learned a lot of things. Like I played drums and things like that. Didn't nobody really teach me how to play. I just watched, paid attention, you know, and stayed on it. Just like I said, being persistent, you gotta just stay on it. And that's what it was. They kept, watching him, watching other people cut. That was a lot of times. I mean, before I even got in barber school, I used to go to custom cut in Starkville. You go up there and I don't even do a cut, just go in there and sit down. They don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking, I'm looking the whole time. So that's really good. Okay. Just watching, just seeing how, that's where I got a lot of my stuff from, just watching other people. And that's what made me become, want to try to get into it. Yeah, but I've been doing it like 13. So cutting out of mama kitchen, So yeah, I was doing that to where I was cutting like 5 hours. I was cutting all the football boys on the team in high school, and it took a bar one day. I was posting pictures on Facebook and stuff like that. And he was like, man, you might want to stop doing it, man. You got no license. You might want to stop doing it. That's my clientele kind of built up. But, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I won't. I stopped posting. And I just went around just kept cutting. It just motivated me, like, get this, go start, get your license. You be alright. You can go in this field and make some money. And I feel like it's the most legal money. It's quick legal money. $20, just like that. And folks always say, man, barber ain't no job. Barber ain't no job. You stand behind that chair for 12, 13 seconds. You just stand behind that chair. I tell you what,
sit around for the quiet. If you want to see that barbershop, you want nothing.
Sometimes I'm glad when they don't know. Alright, I'm on that last year, I think. So we cut together, we have like a time we want to get out. We have here, we say we want to get out by 5, we got people that pull up right here for 45. Man, where you been all day? Where was you been all day? Waiting on 5. So it just motivated me to watch it and then see how and I see how he just really like it. And I felt like I had a good thing doing it, so that's what motivated me more to become a barber.
What about you?
Okay, with me, it was just, man, basically, when I was young, man, I had a granddad that used to, take me to the barbershop. He used to pay for my cuts and everything, so I ain't never had to pay for them until I got on the age where I had to pay for them myself. And with me being the type of guy, I like to learn different things and like to try things, man. So I was like, man, I ain't gonna pay for that. When it went up on the price again, I'm gonna try myself. So I'm like, Paul, I waited till the summer. I was like around in the 7th grade. I waited till the summer and I started practicing on my own head. That way I know I messed up. I ain't gotta go outside. I waited till it go back. And then another thing, as I was doing that, I just stayed with it, man. And then another thing, when I was younger, man, I used to draw a lot too. And I had an auntie that stayed up north, man, and she used to love my pictures that I used to draw and everything. It wasn't nothing that I did, but it was just something I do in my free time when I got to myself, I'd draw. And then it kind of like just dawned on me one time. She asked me one time, like, she called me, she's like, you still drawing those pictures you be drawing and all that? And I'm like, no, I really don't. And then it just hit me like, this is an art, so I converted my drawing to cutting hair because cutting hair, it ain't no more art. Right? So that was another way of keeping my art skills up too, man. Like I said, man, once I stayed into it, I just perfected it and rolled. I invested in it, man. And like I said, I started on myself first, and then I started with the little cousin. I'm pretty sure we got that little same story with the cousin, then all the kids in the neighborhood. I think I was around when I first picked them clippers up. I probably was around. I was in 7th grade, so it was like that's like what 11, 12 years old. So it's been that long for me. So that right there, man. Then, like I said, when I started making money off of it, I'm like, okay, man, this thing ain't getting a little bit serious. So I'm seeing a little problem. I ain't got no money, I got a job. Like have a little money, do for myself a little bit. So I just stayed with it, man. Stayed with it and just kept perfecting it. And then what made me grow a little, because when I got on up, still cutting, man, it was like I started getting a little, you know, I started to get off of it a little bit. Started to get, you know, not more, I was wanting to motivate a little bit. Then moving around and stuff, and then I was like, man, and then I was getting good at it, and then people like, man, why don't you just go to school and get your license? I was like, man, I'm gonna keep going. Years passed by. I'm still cutting. I'm gonna go. And then just one point in time, I had to stop. And I got my wife now. And then I was going back and forth from where I was staying back to my hometown cutting. And I was like, man, this ain't working, man. So I just kind of like died down. She like, cause I was at that point now, I'm like, I gotta do something, man. What is it that I can do? Cause I'm so versatile. When you so versatile, man, you get kind of confused. You don't know which route to go. She's like, you was already cutting out. Why don't you just go to school and get your license? I'm like, you so right, man. So I was like, man, I'm gonna get in outside. You know, if I get in, I'm gonna stick with it. You know, I'm gonna go through with it. But at that time, while I was going through that, I realized that you gotta be in a position for this thing, man. Like you can't just be out there, you still running the streets and stuff and say, because you gotta sit there. Just, you know, and I'm so thankful that God put me in a position to where I can go forward with it. And since I did it, it just grew from there. So like I said, you gotta be in a position, man, because if you're not in a position, God can't bless you if you're not ready for it. You're not ready for it. Like if I would have did this back then, man, no telling, you know, I could have been blowed out and ain't no telling what I was saying, you know. But you gotta be in position, man, to receive it, man.
That's so, I'm a prime example. Like, man, I told my father, some of y'all probably heard it before, like, but I told my father, I said, when we started, I'm gonna be the studio, year 6, 5, kind of around this time. And man, next thing you know, year 2, we got a studio. I was ready for it. That's basically what it was. And I was like, when we first got the class, I was scared. I'm like, dang, I got a whole building to myself. 21 years old, I already got a place. And so like, the same thing with some of the camera stuff. And even the podcast. I wasn't ready for that podcast when I got the studio. I wasn't. It took me a whole another year to be ready for it. So I know exactly what you mean by that. God's gonna give it to you when you're ready for sure. But I am curious about that. How did you get into it, Tyler?
Oh man, I got into it. I was graduating college. I really just wanted a job, but I had a problem with people telling me what to do. I always had like an attraction to money.
Yeah.
You know, I like the women, so you know, women like me with money.
Yeah.
I'm cutting. I'm seeing how much money it can bring me, you know. I'm gonna try it on my little brother here. So I got 3 little brothers. I done tried it all. But when I was younger, Ed, he used to cut my hair, you know what I'm saying? So I used to go over there and get to the closest chair I could and just watch Ed. I was probably about 5, 6 Ed. I'd come in later my appointment just so I could watch Ed. I watch it'd be about 7, 8 o'clock, me and my little brother came in, Ed still be this. I'd be watching, just trying to learn every technique, how to turn the clipper, what you saying, how to put the cape on, all that. I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to do it on my own, because like I said, I had a problem with people telling me to do. I done got over that. I'm grown now. But the factory jobs or fast food restaurants, they want, I really feel like that ain't for certain people, you know what I'm saying? So I try my best. Stay in the bar and when I started, I used to kill my little brother's haircut. One of my little brothers got real good hair, and it's like soft, so slick. He had an afro, I cut all it. Now we in pause Mr. Paul's thing. I cut them ball, low as I can get. They crying, I'm crying. I'm crying, my feelings. They crying, they have it. So, like I said, I used to watch Ed, and I always looked up to Ed like a big brother. So everything he did, I was just trying to like be a good role model. I see how he was a role model and stuff like that, and just a good person in general. And I always want to be like that. And that's the reason I started Konnect.
Alright, I'm trying to remember. I don't think you told me. We met one day, I was shooting wedding, and you was telling me that you had gotten into it. That was like 2-3 years ago.
2-3 years ago. They were like, nah, but really though, honestly, man, like, haircut was something that, haircut really was a seed, ain't a lot. This man down on the end, like, I remember he was the first one that gave me my first pair of clippers. I'm like, alright, man, I guess for the shit, I curl my hair every once in a while. No, I think I started cutting my I had an uncle, and I could always shave his head bald. That's always the best thing that I had. Another uncle, so Ed gave me a pair of some clippers, and I used to shave his head bald, like do the best I can do to deal with that. So, but as a kid, I was like, I said, I knew barbers had kept a lot of money. I knew it back in my mind, but I was always a football player anyway. So I just went out with my sports, took that real serious, and then, like I said, it came like later when I was in college. I was at Ole Miss when I was in Northwest community college. I was there, and then that's where the slum really don't have no money in JUCO for really be broke, like get out. So man, I was like, well, I come from, all I know how to do is work. And I had the same cookies Ed gave me when I was like, Ed gave me cookies now when I was like 11. 12, I still had these same, I think it was some masters if I'm not mistaken. It was some fade down, some core and heavy ones too.
Still got it.
So I and I had, I guess I was a JUCO man. I used to do my own. When I was a real student, I used to play around my own hair. When my mom did take me on, she took me to haircut twice a month, every 2 weeks. And then when she went, you asked Ed, well, every time I took a haircut, that's what my hair brought is out now, Bryce and cry. I used to get 5 weeks of brain, man. She know it's how you want to know. And Ed said, soon as she get the L up, I start crying. I be like, man, come on, like, just bleed, man. Wasn't going. But, I mean, like I said, he gave me the first play. Then this one, I honor his voice because like just what he said, I took value of what he said because he started off just by, do you know what your name means? I was like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, huh? He said, your name, do you know your name? Your name is right, or do you really know, do you know who you are? I said, so it's like as a man, because I didn't really have a father figure fully, I was with a single parent home, so the fact that another male figure was, I really feel like, first of all, from the jump, I kind of felt intimidated, like, man, bro, like, I don't even know how to respond, like, you feel me, like, to a certain, I was like, nah, bro, I don't know my name, like, you feel me, like, I don't. He said, man, well, that's what I want you to do. I want you to go home, I'm gonna say, go home and find out what your name is in the Bible, but your name got a meaning. I'm like, okay, cool. And he could tell me from line. It took me like 3 seconds. You go home and tell me something. If I know that you read about, I give you a free haircut. So I'm like, you come from the same car. I said, that was my mom. It was free haircut. I said, Dad, Mom, look, Mom. I said, Mom, every time I get free haircut, now if I just go tell my daughter, so we cool. So of course, as a kid, we try to cheat away and try to get a base. So I went. I just seen though. I said, okay, man, I got it. Went there. So he said, man, you trying to get me, huh? You thought, I said, nah, man. He said, nah, you missing. He said, you know what? I'm still getting a haircut, but no, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and search some more because I won't give him what he was looking for. So went back again. He said, you. I said, how? Then so the third time, he just, when I actually just sat down and like actually told him the whole story, like, and I actually told like I understood. You know how you tell people but don't have an understanding. When I told, I said, man, I figured out this is what it really means. This is why he said, and that was one gift a man gave me besides my father, or the first time a man gave me like something like a hold on the chest like a kid with the rest of my life. Because it been times where I've been at the lowest of my lowest. It been times I went through life, and like life is for all of us, man. Life will take you through stuff, a lot of stuff. And the fact that I was able to even just remember, you know what, who am I? You feel me? Like it was one thing as a man, I feel like all of us, all of you gotta know who you are because so much will take you down and so much things in life just, it's like that, bro. Like whether you want to admit it or not, like, and the fact that that was one of the two besides that he gave me a pair of clippers, but I didn't even understand that. I was like, okay, man, yeah, I'm gonna try my head. And I might eventually work, I could be a barber or something, you know. So like I said, he gave me that, he sold it into my life, but I don't really think about I'm gonna be a barber because I was a full football player. You get like everybody know me, like I took my craft, my it came to my craft, it came to me big because I come from nothing. So I knew that was my way out. It wasn't no haircut, but that was my only way out. But went to football, man, went to play football. Of course, I didn't make it to the NFL, so like a lot of people did, you know, because it's a slim chance. But at the end of the day, I had a seed that was that because when I found out, when I made the market, I didn't want to leave. That was like my first heartbreak because I really married the game. Like people say, in order to be good at something, like you gotta have passion. And anybody who knows me, when it came to football, when it came like that, like could nobody tell that was my lane. Like that was my world. People tell because I showed too much to the game. I married the process, I married everything that came with it. So it go back to him. So it's like, and I like the fact that people depend on me and wanted me, and I like getting in a position where people depend on me. So it's like, man, football, this all I know is football. This is gonna get taken away from me. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Cause I got a degree, don't get me wrong, but it's like, I don't want that degree now. This is just got things out of me. Don't ask me to play football for the degree. I'm just keeping the bucket. Like they don't. They really for the parents more so, but they really want the ultimate goal. You feel me? So I had a mission. But the fact that I was like, wow, how would take this feeling that football game, this feeling of feeling important, this feeling of somebody counting, this feeling of me being effective in a game, me making a difference. How can what else can I do? Cause like I don't want to go punch the clock. My mom made me work in Franklin, my senior in high school. I worked I'm shooting Navy. I know, because you know when you're a senior, right? You get senior lead after you so you gonna put on for you. You think just because you got senior, you can go ahead and run the street and hang out, and you must get a girl pregnant, you must start to do anything, you supposed to be getting ready to go to college. Nah, I got something for you. She had believe I me, man, when you were in the spring, right? She said, you know what? You know all these people, this football you do, you can call you guys, they like you for your football, you ask them if you come work for them. Up there in Franklin a little bit, so you get a taste, and I said, Mom, yes, you are. Man, I went up there, I worked, I said, I put in everything I love. I said, I'll never ever, I don't care what I'm going to go for the school, finish college. But when I got to college and everything, football didn't go as quick, so I got real down on myself. I had going through the pressure because football was going, and man, I'm just sitting crib and what I'm gonna do? I'm scrolling on this YouTube. I said, man. And I said, I remember them massive somehow. I said, I'm gonna just try their haircut. Let me just see their hair. Like, let me see these clippers, you know. I said, let me just play around, really just playing around. Because I remember when I was younger, I remember I cut around with the clippers he gave me. The clippers when I was younger, I tried to cut a mohawk the very first time I got here. Now I went to school, you can ask people when I was in 7th grade. I started, don't get me wrong, I'm really good at seeing and applying. I knew that this gotta be even. But boy, when I got this part, so I'm like, at this point, it didn't make sense. I was looking at the mirror, right, bro, and I'm like, it didn't make that was like completely left field for me. I'm still like, okay, well, if I can just stay straight like this and just follow my hand going like this, it don't feel like it's going straight, but in reality, you can swerve to the left, you probably swerve to the right. Now you got this part look good, it was ball on the side and wrong. Got to the back, my whole tail on the side. So the tail of the mohawk is on my ear. All this ball side like this, bro. Yeah. So that was the first time, but this time I was in a desperate need. Like I was desperate, and I was like bored, and I was like, well. And go back to, I remember AJ in the first place, I said, let me try this out. I mean, I said, if I do good, you feel about, I got my homeboy, and like I had picked it up here and there, but at this time when I lost my football part, and I was in a very dark place, mentally, emotionally, it was just me, what I knew, you feel like, what, and this is what I knew from around here, because I'm not really from around, but when I got here in that area, man, like, that was something he gave me as a man. I'm referring back to what was given to me as a man, so he gave me that, bro, and I just started playing around with it. I said, man, this ain't, that's a little table right there, it's okay. And then one thing I was really big about, I said, man, one day if I do become a barber, I gotta be good at lining up. I be dog. If I'm doing this, ain't nobody messing my mind, bro. And when I got the old somebody did mess my mind, I said, yeah, I'm gonna tell you everything. Shit, ain't nobody ever again. Like, nah. So now I started playing out. I started doing my own stuff. I had a homeboy, he was in the practice on him. Next time he playing football, he was like, he said, bro, did you know, at the time, we was in camp, so God couldn't leave and go get a haircut. Next thing you know, one dude started telling another dude, and next dude started telling another dude, I'm like, bro, I ain't seeing where y'all coming from. I'm like, but so now I gotta go. First thing I do, I run to YouTube. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? Right. I'm getting this on the haircut. How do I put this on? How do I even do the basic stuff? Even put it? Because honestly, I actually didn't put my tape in. I can't tell you how I did it. I just know. I couldn't tell you that day how I did it because I was just like this living doing. I was literally copying what I used to sound like basic. I don't know what they doing, but they did working. So now I'm like, what I'm doing, why I'm doing, I'm just copying what I see. So I'm like, okay, I remember he did it. So I'm able to go in there. He'll tip his head when he trying to do lines, so he tip his head. I said, okay. He's making it sit. I said, okay, he did this, so he got that one bar, he just started doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, and I looked and said, it look ugly, but I kind of see if I can just, I'm missing a couple steps, but it ain't too bad. So I said, you know what, this ain't hard. I'm overthinking. So now I got to use something. I'm like, okay, now I'm getting curious because I got a little bit of bro. I said, hold on. And I'm at this point, I'm watching football film at this point. So now, I'm a bar. So now I'm looking at mine. So that's the point where I got so curious, like, man, we was in school. I got so curious that I would real life sit there, watch a couple videos. I bet. I'm gonna go to the barbershop. The barbershop was around the corner up there. Oh, we used to need barbers. We used to, they night, a couple OG, they cut similar how you got. That's how I was like, well, they cut similar how I was talking. Nah, I'm looking at it, but I'm thinking they doing it like in a whole other different way. So I'm like, we just, so I sit there, like literally, they be chopping right here, and I grab the chair and I sit there and be like this. Like, man, and then I called him, I said, bro, he said, bro, I need to cut that bit. Give me like 10 of them, bit the house. You just want to buy a haircut for you. I run to the crib, I'm okay, I heard us, I don't do none of this stuff. Right. I get to the crib, I said, bro, you ready? Come on, sit down. So I'm like, and this is good thing about the barber. So everybody was doing barber, the client really never know that you mess up until you show it. So this is the thing, so I literally just copied what they do, okay? He started doing it with the crew, so I literally started mimicking this stuff, bro, like not even just, and no understanding whatsoever. But I said, well, this is what I'm saying, it's just being farther and farther, I'm just trying it. And then when I start looking and seeing why they do what they do, I said, what's that? Because I was so used to practicing the movement, to practice everything else. When I got the information about it, I was like, okay, now it makes sense. So now my haircuts got better. So at that time, I was at school, I said, I had a little extra change. I said, you know what? Well, I know I ain't gonna use my degree. I know I ain't probably gonna play ball. I know I ain't gonna press my clock. So it looked like, by the time I still, because my last year of college, I was able to transfer to go somewhere. So I had a lot of off time. So shit, I was like, well, so I got a lot of off time. I'm spending, like, I'm finishing school, I might well point to myself, because I've been getting football, everything my whole life. So when I got a chance to actually like put down, I was like Carl said, I was obsessed. When I say, bro, it's got to the point where I was so obsessed, right? I much rather went to the outlet. I went to the bar. I went to the bar, I had took a couple of drinks. I was because I was getting down on myself, but I'm trying to get to the people, so I'm stressing out because I don't got nothing after this. Everybody else, they can go play ball, other people can go into a lawyer, they can go be a doctor, all these different. And me, I'm like, I got a real psychology degree with I got the basic football degree. I said, man, I don't got nothing. People understand, they think that yeah, you good, they know that you know outside. Yeah, so you know you got something going on. So they don't stop panicking the whole time, man. I know where I go. And man, I mess around and I said, you know what? I said, you know what? I got to move up to barber school. And but see, I could already cut a little bit at barber school, so I found a barber. They was like, well, you really don't really learn in barber school. You learn on the basics, you learn like sanitation, you know how to deal with hair, you know how to curl it. Honestly, when I was in barber school, I was like, bro, I don't even teach you how to cut hair. You do the complete out. You were like, I said, bro, and that ain't like I almost quit. Because when I was in barber school, I said, bro, we braiding hair. I don't cut this little hair. Y'all say y'all want tuition. Y'all talking about tuition. I'm trying to find out how to make the tuition back as soon as I leave. Because some schools, when I got this. Some schools charge like $15,000, $14,000. Where I found a school that was charging like $3,500, $3,000. So I'm like, oh, well, I got a little money, but I ain't gonna get them all. I gotta see what he gonna, because we started off with something different doing. I said, man, you trying to get my money, bro. I ain't one of them, like, no, bro, I gotta see some actual work. But for long, you know, we started like showing them how to cut and showing them little bits and pieces. But like I did, I was already so fascinated with the part, like with getting all my information. I was already kind of ahead of all the students that were with me because I would always go to the barbershop because they say, really, you go to barber school, you don't really actually get good to actually get to a barbershop. You get experience from other barbers. You get like you learn and you add to yourself. That's why a lot of people get to the game, they start off so slow, I guess, or they start off more slow than others. And you gotta do your clientele because you don't really, you go to the barber school, come with $10 head, you know, you sometimes get tipped, you know, or whatever here and there, but you really get paid going to barber school, you cutting hair free. Yeah. That's going to the school, but you like, I'm cutting hair, I ain't making none, why am I doing this?
But see, in that school, but see, that's your practice.
No, facts, exactly.
Who's gonna pay you to practice on the head?
Exactly, no, facts.
And you go to school. And my thing is go to school, man. You go to school basically you go to school to learn the stuff like bacteria, all the stuff. You don't just go, they're gonna give you the basics. Right. Once you learn how to, it's up to you. They're gonna show you the basics of cutting hair. But it's up to you to perfect it.
It really is.
And that's by you going in to a beauty barber. It's like you can show a person how to, even in any job.
Right.
They're gonna give you what it takes to start out. But it's up to you.
Right.
To get good at it. And a lot of things that's in that you know as well as I know. I don't know what y'all school. Some school teachers, but we learn how to, for the disease part, you drop a cone.
Oh, you don't pick it up.
You don't, just fall. And if the stuff that I really know what we do, we don't do it.
Right, facts.
Oh, they don't know.
No, they don't know facts. Right.
They don't know. First of all, it's to learn. I learned how hair operates. I learned how it grows. How the follicles, all those things in there, the skin, the skin, the derma, learn all of that stuff. Just like, for instance, we just go see something in Walmart, or we'll see a Dyson. And we just automatically assume that you can put that on that person's house.
Right.
What if that person breaks out?
Exactly.
Because everybody can't take it.
Right.
So, by you doing that, and if people can just say you take it and put it in there and some breaks out, then that could be a big lawsuit. Big time. That's a law because a lot of us don't do it down here. Because but up there in the city, man, a lot of folks don't. You mess up one good time, they own you. And they can take you to court and sue you. Because you didn't do, that's what school teaches you. A lot of times we go in there and we so people to learn. We want the hair. Yeah. We want to do that. But you got to learn what hair is all about.
Right.
and what all those things it is, the sanitation, and a lot of times it's up, because now we're getting down to barbering now. Men are wearing long hair now.
Right.
See, that's why a lot of people that wear long hair, especially the Caucasian, they go to beautician because barbers don't know how to cut that. That's why you now in there, you learning zero cut. You learn how to put relaxers. You like angles about, but men now, this day, are wearing relaxers. They're wearing curls. They're wearing perms. And in order for you to make the money and stay up, you're gonna have to be on it.
Not fast.
And you'll find out that if you go on and just do the process, later on in life, that's why when these people come in here, they have all this big head flat, they say, I just want an inch cut off. And they got this much hair. Here it is, you scared.
Now fast.
You don't know how to do shit. You don't know how to do shit. You don't know how to do the layer. You don't know how to do the zero cut. Because you thinking that you just when you really need to learn that stuff.
Now you got money.
And now they're gonna, because it's like, what good is going to a shop? You offering stuff that's supposed to be in there, but you can't get it.
Exactly.
You don't want to buy something, man, I can't cut that. You might want to go there that place. Or you said, but you want to be but you're supposed to be a professional.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to do any service that comes through that doing to a salon. You should be able to put a relax in. You should be able to put a perm in. If he need perm, you should be able to do all that. Because that's what they taught us in school. But in our mindset, but once you get out, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you how much money you want to make. It's up to you to want to be, if you want to be that number one, be that barber, that A1, the more you know, that's what sets you aside from this other barber. What sets you aside? Why you say you're number one? Why you charge when you charge? Because I can take that hair and do what I want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I can take the hair, if I drop that tape. When you drop the hair, big legs are supposed to lay.
Right.
It ain't supposed to be
Supposed to transition.
you ain't got to pat it and put it all. That hair drop is supposed to lay in the pot. That's how you know you ate one. Layers, all of that stuff. And a lot of times we don't get that hands on. Most of us, we should, and we done all got I have, because I don't do it most of the time.
Yeah.
And man, that's we done got rusty. And then when it comes in there, we get nervous because we don't practice it that much. Especially in the white and the Caucasian and Mexican. They don't like all that. They don't like a lot. Now we good in the face. But now when they come to that long hair, man, you got to, and that's what you pay for. It's skill.
That's really what
It's skill. A lot of them, man, when they want their hair, man, you see them for most people. If you look at it, hair is just a thing. That's a thing of the trend now. People, everything now has got hair. They don't want their hair. They just want this. Maybe a little tape on the side. They want to keep their hair. And so when they come down, you got to be able to perform that. If you want to be in that, if you want to label yourself at that, that top notch or that level of business, you got to stay up on it. And by going to a school, they're not, but they're teaching you the darkest part of it. The darkest part, not so much of learning. That'll come later on. Then they'll start showing you how the little basic cuts. But those people that come in those shops, they already know that you are in a work in progress. They know you could get messed up. No, you'll learn. These are beginners. We in school. And so those people that's coming on the floor, that is your practice. So he's gonna let you practice out there. And so when you go in, man, it's a lot of things that, or that disease and stuff, man, all bacteria and all that stuff. Just in and because you're supposed to be the doctor, man, of hair.
Even if you go to school, know how to cut. Just knowing, getting the knowledge of how to do and understanding everything, that just sharpens up your skill because now you know what to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than cutting, man. You get the knowledge of something and the understanding of something, then you'll know how to perfect it.
That's crazy. This is crazy.
Because it's something, if people got stuff in there, it's something you're not even supposed to do. I can't cut it.
Yeah.
But we just, you know, hey, we
Freestyle.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. A lot of people don't know who don't cut hair. Barber really wasn't the first. Really, barber came from the dentist. Like honestly, when barber first started. Really was the doctor that was cutting hair, like the people who pulled teeth. Like honestly, hair cutting came like the last. Honestly, it's really like your doctor or your dentist was the one that was cutting your hair back then, or they would like actually start to perform where the pole come from. Yeah, the pole, right? Because a lot of them, the barber pole stand for so many other different things, like the bandages, the blood, the veins, like all that, like that. People want to say like it's way more than just honestly putting a taper and putting it like that part is like. Last, like Paul said, that's really like the last you're gonna really learn. But what you talking about, that's like one of the first things you gotta learn. You got to, like, it's almost impossible.
Cause I see a lot of that. I see people take a razor and they'll razor line a little 1-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, be careful. You both
I've seen it done where they put on little, that skin, you don't even know that baby skin can take it. And you put it on there and
A lot of people don't even know that your hair got to mature.
And
Your hair mature. When you a little kid, man, and some people hairstyle, they can't take a hairstyle because their hair haven't matured enough yet, so your hair grow with you. It get older with you, it's mature.
So a lot of things like this stuff you put on these kids out, you just take them a chance. You don't really know how. I think those people now they just go concerned about I want to look at it. That little kid up there, you spraying this stuff. You understand that stuff is some type of solution, and it is it's on your skin. You don't even know if you can take that or not. And we just shh. Now, if that baby for some reason comes out and it got spots and everything goes to break it out that baby, that's a lawsuit. They can take you to, if they say, okay, and they confirm that happened because why? You should know better. It's not them that, no, you should know better. That's why a lot of things I don't say, I let other people do it, if that's what you want to do. A lot of stuff I don't, because I'm like, hey. Now, if you want this, hey, if that's what you want. But I'm telling you up front.
Yeah, you educate your client.
Yeah.
They don't know.
They don't know, but
You educate
it always said,
They come in sometimes wing money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying here?
No.
Yeah. That's Streptococcus.
Okay.
It's contagious.
Yes.
And our job as barbers is to protect the public from communicable diseases. And if we don't do that, we're subject to lawsuit.
Yeah, we talk about how y'all started and stuff. I'm a big future guy, so I want to hear some of y'all like expectations for the future and what y'all got planned. Not only for your barber, but just for just yourselves in general. What want to start?
Well, I'm just looking to pass it down, man. Pass it over. Like I said, man, we ain't here for y'all. we got youngins coming up, man. It gives someone else a chance to show them, show them another route that they can take it, like something that they can take on, man. And that was my future, man. I'm looking to pass it down, to teach more, and just to have something to give to someone that's coming up on the scene. That's my future.
I look at it like Derek, I didn't want to be a good role model. I want to be many years, he was a good barber. You talk to him, sit and you come around, he always talk to you, he can read to you, just being a good person in general. You want, people living room, you got, I'm a great man, take care of the family, provide, protect, you gotta do, not just be a barber, just be a good man.
you're making an impact on someone that I thought, you know, nothing with. Just see that you can make a difference in somebody's life. That the barber can change lives. It does, it does.
Speaking of that, I got a story to tell about what made me want to, you know, start talking to people in church when I'm in churches. I was one of them, I didn't know what, you know, people in my church, I didn't really know what to say to them. You know, I didn't know them, I didn't really know you personally. I didn't know what to say to them. So when I first started, I was in an actual abuse when I got out of bar school. And I couldn't, you know, one day it was something different about this guy. He don't really say much, so I don't really say nothing. And probably like I cut his hair and probably I'm gonna cut the rest of that day. And then get on the news and see him he committed suicide. I'm like, wait a minute, I just cut this dude today, this morning.
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't even know suicide was even on his mind.
Right.
But I felt like if I would have talked to him, you know, and just made a real, I would have got that out and could have changed his whole mindset.
Right.
He didn't know he was gonna do that. Wow. Like those his man's cut, like he was it. He was gonna give up on life, and I didn't know it. That's what made me start talking to people. I just really got that stuck with me. That's being fresh and out of bar school, you know. Just started my first year of cutting in the shop. And now I'm running something.
It's a skill. It's a skill for sure. I remember I shot a commercial for this chapel where other contractors come together and work for each other. And I was like the only video. And we was at Old Waverly, the golf place in West Point, the big place. And there was a kid there, who was like the youngest people there. And he was gonna be the one to ride around the golf course. And he seen what I was doing. He was like, man, you like that? And then he started asking me tons of questions. He was like, you think I can do it? I said, man, what you do? And I play golf. I said, heck yeah. Because I said, think about it. Golf is one of the hardest sports to ever play. If you any good at that, you're gonna be good at anything that you do. Anything. So he's like, really? So like that day, man, I let him play with it, like the Game Boy stuff, and he was like, man, I'm gonna get it. I said, man, here's my number. Whatever you got questions about, get it. Literally, man, that was like 2-3 years ago. You know, the college football game, he shot it. He was on the sideline.
Wow.
Changed, like that day changed, like he was gonna do golf. But from that day forward, he went to football games, he got into the Ole Miss, he snuck into the Ole Miss stadium while they played basketball, like in the game. Just that one opportunity got him to the campus stuff, and he got to shoot that championship game. Yeah, so just him seeing that, oh, he my age can do it too. So that like really showed me how impactful like just trying yourself can be for others. So yeah, that's a story I'll always tell, and I got to. If you see this, you better come. We talk about it. Running just like me, but yeah. What about you?
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. With all the money we making this, I'm trying to like I said, I'm trying to sell it to where I don't have to cut as much all the time. Like I said, that being it takes a lot of my time. So I'm trying to really, with some information and some connections I know, I'm trying to be able to cut less, but still be able to have to cut, but also have enough money making outside the shop and passive income with that, because eventually I want to be, I feel like in order to be impactful, in order to make a difference, you have to be secure within yourself for sure, and be able to show somebody else the blueprint how to be secure within themselves too. Right. You know, so because at the end of the day, you know, we able to help, but I can help you way better when I can have things to show you, and I'm more put together for myself. You feel me? But it ain't self for anything. So it's really just taking money and making it, make it work for me. Like I said, not just with this haircut, but I want to venture off with all the other things. Like even now, I'm in the process of starting my trucking business. So I'm trying to take that money and move it over. So yes, I'm coming out a lot of money, but I look at it like an investment. Like you said, if I put money into this, and why I can take this because we make a lot of bread cutting hair, bro.
Right.
And so, and we do it every day. You feel me? So it's like taking everyday money, being disciplined with the little money I have now. Discipline, like Lord, like you have, that's like the main thing. And I'm truly understanding that, but taking that money and putting it in this area so it can work for myself to grow to the point where I can eventually have my own barber school. And I can eventually and give back and be impactful and then give, I guess, other black men, really not black, white, anybody, honestly, just all types of people. Like I said, we really want to be effective. I get pleasure seeing other people happy, but seeing other people at financial freedom, seeing other people being able to do what they want to do, see other people being able to create families because of the information they got, whether they have a good story, a bad story, the best situation, the worst situation. I want to be effective and I want people to, you know, and like you said, I'm ready for people to be like, you know what, at the end of the day, the man God was honest with me. He made sure, you know, he made, like, same how it was for me, you feel me, like, and how Paul, how Bean, how Fred, all of was for me. I want to make do the same thing for another kid and not more other guys because they, like I said, even like, well, I guess the Bible said we perish for the lack of knowledge. And I want to be able to lead. If I know things, I don't want to gatekeep. If I can help the next person and be effective and impact that person in a positive way, in a role model way, and just, man, I feel like that's what life is fully about in general. I feel like you're fully get fed to have peace, knowing that, you know what, I was effective, this person was blessed by it, it didn't cost me life, it blessed me, it was able to help them out. Like, I feel like you can sleep with it, like knowing that, you know, and that's really, at the end of the day, like you said, we don't live forever. Yeah, so at that point, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm straight. And you know, money was the motivation for the start life. And when you get into it and start doing it more, man, it's not even about money. Right. It's about changing lives. That's what it is. When you get way into this, man, because you know the money gonna come in. Right. I mean, of course, you know, we want because you want some return, but it's not even about the money no more, man. You get in it so long because you start creating relationships, man. You start looking at life, man. You just want to do better each and every day, man. You want people to see you different than others, just being greedy and then when you being greedy and when it's all about the money, people start looking at you different, right? He all about the money, you know, he don't even care about it, what he's doing now, you know what I'm saying? So when you get into it and you're doing it for so long, the money is pretty much, it's just there, you know, because it's gonna come anyway. It's all about changing lives, man. Making an impact.
Just cutting hair, just a good cut will change a life.
Change a life.
Just a good cut. Just I like in and out, man. They come in one way, when they come out another. You know, I done seen every time, man. Folks do that, look in the mirror. Oh man, I'm gonna put clothes on them. But at first you weren't doing nothing. You came in, you thought you could make it out.
Chill now,
You ain't like doing nothing. All of a sudden, you fully in. I mean, I didn't have to put me in somebody every time. Now you finna go to the mall. I mean, you know, now you can put clothes on, you finna step out. I mean, just a good haircut will change life. You gotta say this. Show no reflection. Show somebody else and just see what
It is ministry. It's
yes.
ministry.
How about you, John?
Later, I want to do content though. I want to cut hair. I want to do it, you know, show people. And basically just talk to people because everybody don't have people to talk to, you know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, cutting hair is real therapeutic, you know what I'm saying? You get to find somebody to talk to and, you know what I'm saying? It's like a stress reliever, you know? And I don't know, I just like to really just make people happy, you know what I'm saying? That's it. So I cut their hair and we'll have a conversation. Or when I get through with that cutting their hair, like the whole mood change, you know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, you tired, but you want to go to the mall now, you got that job. You know what I'm saying? It's just a confident booster.
So all-time high, we get high.
Yeah. I get a rush for cut hair. I be hyped up, you know what I'm saying? Cause I know,
Like how the sports,
I know once he leave, he ready to talk to every female, you know what I'm saying? Be in everybody's face, smile, cheek, and you can be a new man when you get a haircut.
Confidence, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like have one haircut at a time.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah. So,
As barbers, what's the most annoying thing a client can do? Person.
Man.
Hey, so many stories.
I mean, they getting outrageous with these phones, man.
No,
Oh, so like, my dad cut my hair, so I really.
Like, you know, you trying to cut a person hair, man, and he just.
Bitch right here.
Yeah.
Why you cut his hair? Why you cut
You said it don't make sense. They can still do it right.
And then, I mean, you know, you trying, you wonder why you lying, baby. Come on, man, you know, every day, I mean, 20 minutes, you gotta let the phone go. And you know, come on, man, I'm trying to, and I need you to hold your head.
Hold your head up and still, man.
Man, everything, man, because your hair, you have to look a certain way before everything, because I have to see what's going on. Your line, because if you sit around holding your head like this, then your line. Yeah, but at the end, when you look up in there and you like, hey bro, man, my line quick. But you been on the phone, but I'm like, hey, my
I been straight in my eyes. See? My eyes see straight.
I mean, it's like, you know, man, the phone really.
So what about the ones that just really get you from lying?
Like we be lined up behind somebody here, they got black stuff on the top of their head, like they ain't too bad. It ain't clean. I'm like, man, my clipper, I like, oh no, bro. It be the grease, they don't wash their hair. So right here in the corner of your ear, now, I said, look, I want people to miss time to take a shower, but when you take a bath, you supposed to
Now, some people work in some people work in dirty jobs.
Yeah, true.
Now, I ain't got no. My thing is what I would do. You know, what they chart. You need to incorporate a shampoo.
Oh yeah, no, bad.
A wash in every. I feel like that, but you know, people now, you know, they struggling with just the normal rate pay.
Nah, fair.
And you know, because you come in there, see. A lot of that still goes back to sanitation. That still goes back because those clippers are harboring all that dirt. That's your under your fingernails and all. Man, you are harboring thousands of bacteria and filth. I mean, even in your hair, even when you are, I think that should be incorporated. You know, hey, because one thing you gonna get a better cut.
Every time
your hair and the clipper, and it's more life preservers on your blade because all that old grease and gum, you cannot, and you gotta clean those clippers.
But you know, that's our job as barbers though, to educate our clients, because they don't know, man.
Yeah.
They come up with they don't know you coming there with a clean cut, you gonna get the best cut.
Yeah.
Man. You coming there with clean hair, but you coming there with head full of grease and grit and all that, you're not gonna get that best fade you're looking for.
No, I tell them, man, you know.
See, some people they don't know, but it's our job. Like we got the barbecue to everything.
Hey, I'm trying to move. I try not to move. Let me get this. I can't take this. See, you're running from it. We ain't gonna move. It can't
That was schooling go back to, man. You know, that's where the education and all that come from, because you need to know some things that your clients, they're not gonna know.
Yeah.
They come there, they expecting something good, but you can't give it to them because they don't know, they are not educated on. So it's our job too to educate our clients too, you know. Because now, you know, that speaks for us too. You know, our work stands out, man. That speaks for us. Our work speaks for us.
Don't get me wrong, I said, kids. I mean, I feel like a parent. Oh, man, you gotta control your kid, man. You can't do it back from the table. You know what I'm saying? You can't, what I'm saying? I be saying, when I put a ball shot, and 2 plays out there, when I see them, that ball was come back out the door. I don't know whatever. They don't want to get
And you know, you over there,
You ain't watching.
you wrestling with the kid, man, you know, and you trying to get it to be still, and they just sitting on the phone, and you just sit there, you wrestling, man, you know, they don't practice.
Don't try to say
You
that.
want to assist me or help me, you know, man,
Nah,
you know, do something. Man, wow, I'm just going like, hey, you good. You know?
Time is another thing. Time is another thing. That's a big thing. And wasting time. Because you put yourself on the schedule. You expect that schedule to stay strict, man, but you can't control people. You know, you can't make them be on time and all that. That's another thing.
Like he's
time is important, and I take every minute. I count every minute. If I get through with a head early, I know I can start on this other head. I know how far I can get within that time. Right. So time is very important. Sometimes they can get.
That's all day. I bet Keyshawn, I guarantee you not been a barber. I guarantee you don't think have y'all ever had time you had to fire a client?
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of them, like I don't even want your money, I don't even want to cut your hair. I can't even.
I put them on the water.
Oh yeah.
That's what they say. They do that.
Oh yeah, they be like, oh no, what you mean you gonna cut? Like one dude was finna get the fight because I didn't want him to cut his. I said, I'm not cutting your hair. No, I declined the appointment. That's when you came over here like, man, why my appointment ain't accepted? Cause sir, I told you last time I don't want to cut your hair. You, like you said, they don't want to be on time. They always come with grease in their head. They always got some late because of this. I'm always so late because now
You were told.
and over and over, and you be like, okay, you think about it as a parent, man. All these excuses, come on, bro. Like, let's be real. Like, come on, I'm tired of excuses because they can't get in the chair. So it's like the same, because you got at the end of the day, we all run our business, we trying to run into a profession as possible. If you gonna charge them what you charge, then you got people on appointments, right? You can't just, like you said, you can't just let some hacker run over to show the hacker because now you looking at okay, I'm supposed to get out the shop at a certain time, bro. You've been in that shop 3 hours past your time. I don't want to do that unless I'm choosing to, not because I'm late, because of the other hackers I'm behind. Because now, bro, you'll end up being like, man, I'm just ready for this day in because you got 2 heads in the midst. You gonna be cutting one head this moment, but you got 2 rushing on one head to get to the next head. And now you got like, okay, I got time. Now you're not putting my good quality work. Now I feel like I gotta get a real. So it been time where I said, bro, I'm good. I appreciate with all due respect. My guy right here can respectfully get you or whatnot. But the guy else see how you didn't get my bid, they be like, oh, I'm going like for instance, we all in the whole shop and he didn't fire somebody and send him over to me. I'm like, man, bro, I this type shit over here. You came like, nah, bro, like,
You not going late on your job. Like,
yeah, exactly. You can't. You get penalized for it.
and the thing is, they do it and they're like, no, so don't call me.
But now you know somebody could have had that spot. You cost me money.
Don't call me. Do it. But you know, I can't expect, sometimes, sometimes I can fall.
Right.
I mean, no, this thing is not constant.
Right.
I can't, if you late one, because sometimes I fall into it where I kind of fell off and didn't get you at the time that I supposed to. Because sometimes we do, we might run into an area where, hey, 8:30 is supposed to be on him. It might be 8:15. Well, now, okay, then what's your problem? It's a two, but this constantly, you got some folks that you, like you said, this ain't a one-time thing, this ain't a two-time thing. He all the time. He make a point, don't show it. Hey, you know,
The worst thing you ever say is I forgot. How you forget?
Ain't nobody forget about
You didn't look in the mirror this morning.
when you wake up, that's the first thing you think about.
I forgot. Yeah, they just had something to do and they just put you on the back.
I understand you forgot the time. But you didn't forget.
Don't call it nothing.
When they
Call it
What they said is
Oh, make it a grown man next time you see
just say, man, I ain't
Come here. Trash.
What about you?
Herbs. My biggest herb is the eye.
I don't mustache up.
And you just said
What about the people before you get involved with the haircut? They still trying to look at the haircut. You done turned your back way on me. Man, come on, sit down.
Man, he ain't coming.
He still to live. They trying to do it while you ain't living. I'm catching them every time.
Like, bro, can you take that right? Hey, man, I ain't
even started that side.
speaking of that, hey, you in a client like, hey, you touch this up, you be like, what's wrong with it?
I did this one time.
I did one time. You tell me I did one time where I turned the clip on. I turned it over, and I just started working. He said, yeah. He looked at me, he said, oh, yeah. You I want to hit the back of his head so bad. What you know?
I get them kind, like, I just wish they would go on to the.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
You know, running out of time.
Can't say it.
I said I'm glad you swapped it.
Okay, I'm scared.
I ain't really coming.
They got clients that they look at because they expect trying to buy something wrong. And they point something out to you wrong, like, hey, you see that? See what? You know
I don't even see it.
you know what you see. You need to make this blend up a little higher to match this one. And I'm looking in the mirror, like, dang, okay. They're the same. So let me go ahead and just rub.
Right.
You see a rubber with the
Yeah.
see what I mean? Oh yeah, that's it.
Some folks don't understand
They just want to say, well,
Yeah.
He ain't say good funny.
I just took it put a 3-guard on there. And they ain't even use the 3-guard on there. I just put it on there real
Like
good.
everything with the child guy, like, what you was on the hurt.
Some people come in and try to get a haircut that don't fit their head.
This look like that.
I can't do that. I didn't tell my
I try to give them what they want, but
I throw on somebody so fast.
Wow, walk on the head, walk on the
yeah, I was trying to give them change, but no reason with them.
Oh, I try
Like,
to
okay, but you know, you gotta get it fine what they want, but
I'm gonna put this other one.
I don't like the ones where the parent know their child is not gonna succeed, but they want ball fade. Or they want the most
Difficult.
they know they see they gonna succeed. You gotta take all that time. Man, I wanna go and give them that 3-week load or something. I can go on your head like that and be done with that. Yeah, all that hollering and moving, and you gonna sit there and watch me do it.
Right. So, oh, he got ADD. Did you put up with this? No. So how you expect you like, man, come on, bro. Walk right out. And he like, at this point, I'm coming out like Uncle Joe, man. You gonna be still, boy, don't tell me. Put that call on you.
That's just ask God for more patience.
Barber ain't gonna be eating now.
Right.
For real. You got to really love your job, but many times kids that have you with pack your stuff up. I'm telling you. You have I was in barber school with a big 7-year-old stood up in my chair and said, "You got cut by now." And his mama stood right over there.
And this ain't that.
Told me, I said, "Man, bro, I really want to do it." He stood up in the chair, and I mean, I had probably stood up in the chair and said,
That man right there, oh, stand up in the chair, you broke my chair, man. You disrespect me. Stand up in the chair.
And the parent just sat over there exactly. Like, she can't even control her own child. But it's most of the time, mama bring son up in there.
Right.
You don't really see men bring their son.
Oh, man, the mama what type of haircut you want? The mama coming, I don't know what type of haircut he get.
I mean, it's like a little
You bring him every week.
on the side.
It's the same haircut.
Then you do a haircut. Then you do a haircut. They like, I didn't even ask for that. Well, you didn't know what you want.
They done showed you a Caucasian man on the picture. I can't have look like that.
That's the same brain.
He got those that I did along. I was supposed to make that look like that. So he went there. You come in so Caucasian. I'm muddy.
You just be like,
I can get clients to pay $75 a head. What's that strategy? That is awful. That goes back to the relationship. That goes back to your relationship with that client. You can have a relationship with a client and now you can have the best haircut. You have the best cut to this client. But since you are so loyal to a client, you will build a relationship with that client will honor what you are asking for. And that's just building a relationship because it's a difference between a client and a customer.
we go back to the foundation, right?
Yeah.
You have to, like, based on, like, for instance, some of us probably cut ahead in almost 15, 10 minutes. Some of us, we probably just gone, but like you said, the passion that you have for your type of haircut that you're gonna put on this career, like, again, we all can do a low take, we all can do a high take the same way, cool. But at the end of the day, it's something that you're more passionate about in your type of take or whatever ball thing, that you be like, you know what? This is what I'm a master. I'm good at fade. Some people good at fade, some people good at line. Some people good at all around. And like you said, some people good at landing hair and making it flow. It really goes out to how much time you take to make sure this is a little, you want to make that person feel like this is literally, it don't get no better than this cut right here. They come you put your passion, put your time, and like actually take the detail work into that haircut. And like again, you got, like this is where a man beat the princess. So like me, y'all might be tricky, but like my clients, some of my clients, you can get shots every once in a while. Like I got a package where I lay you back in the seat, I'm gonna raise you down, shave you, put a hot towel on you. You can you can create packages and you can create different type of things. Where I'm like, look, I got 3 packages, I got a basic package, like a luxury package, I got the top of the dog. You feel me? Because other people understand your face, your hair, your eye, honestly. When it comes to barbering, it's so weak. We supposed to know how to do facials, we supposed to know how to do, we supposed to know how to do all shave and 14 strokes. We supposed to know how to know how to do things at a very, very high level, which makes you a professional. So when it comes to just a haircut like this, I'm gonna lay you back, I'm gonna put a little mask on you, clean your skin really good, make sure your line up, make sure I'm taking my precious time on each and every little step that comes to a haircut. And at that point, when you got passion, you put so much time into that cut, and you can master your art. And at that point, I'm just waiting on the end. I know what's gonna happen, because it's like we know when we get a look, we know what type of look we're trying to put on this client. At this point, I'm just really trying to get to the end because I know you're like, oh man, because I feel like this is what I feel like as a barber, or as being a client and a barber. If I don't get in your chair and I got a chair, I don't feel like. Soon as I get to talk to any person, my confidence ain't on $1 million, when I get out your chair, I feel like my barber doesn't do service. Not saying that's a perfect cut, because at the end of the day, it's never a perfect cut. People are saying it's never a perfect cut. It's impossible. Because at the end of the day, I don't think we were created to manipulate hair. That's what they teach us how to manipulate hair. And you create the illusion. You feel me? Like, real though, at the end of the day, because I think it's all the same thing, but if we do it so, we have done it so many times and done it in so many different ways that we just got our own little flavor to it. So it just really goes back to, the personal development and the relationship. You gotta build a relationship with them, verbally, comfortability. You gotta be passionate about your work. They know, because you got sometimes like, bro, I know you're passionate, I already know what it is. And them the best times you are, bro. I'm talking about, you love it, like, bro, do your thing. What? I love, bro, you the best, that's what you're lying. Because now you try to, I have to say there's nothing. I can go with my instinct, go with the nationality part. Cut it to the best of my ability. So it's like, go back to the foundation, bro. And go back to how you started off. You gotta be passionate about it. You gotta go climb what that you're passionate about. And you gotta have a relationship with it. And you'll be amazed, like, bro, I've been time, I be scared. I wish I like that, because you know, I don't like, but the same sense, when I know my work, when I know how much time I put into this craft, when I know it's like, no, I know I work, so this is my price. When you want to pay, when you don't pay, I get it. I understand it. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure I do my part as a barber to make sure you get served to the best of my ability. And honestly, how this stuff is done, man. Yeah, inflation going up, and haircuts going up. You'll be amazed. And see, they go back to the quality of life. You know, people who really value their cut, like for instance, like, you a businessman, you constantly got things to do, you constantly got to get out, you gonna want your haircut to be on point. You gonna want that, you gonna want it every time I get into your life. Because at the end of the day, that's you. That's your image, that's everything. And you can't say, man, come on, we man, bro, you can't say and tell me like, we don't think about how female go when they get their haircut, they be men the same way, you have different calendars. You got some people who value it. And like you said, you got people who just value that $12 more, you give me an in and out. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's easy for us, but you also got clients that like, nah, bro, quit playing with me. I want to do it. Like me, I don't care. I don't say what I want. So for you, like real bros, you go back to they always back to the foundation of what Paul said. Always go back to the beginning. You go back to the small thing. Like, so that's one thing I understand. Even with that's one thing sports that we realize. You gotta be a master baby detail in order to get anything to get the big picture. You don't miss it.
That's what great ideas come from. All different ideas you come along together. Right. Even with the video stuff y'all seen, like I learned every piece of it I got from somebody.
Right.
And then I put my spin on it. Exactly. When you see it, you like, crap. Right. You see it. So yeah, like the client thing, we just shot a wedding like 2 weeks ago. And the venue owner's daughter was in the wedding herself, but was at their venue, not shot at something about it. And man, they was like, she was talking like, man, I can't believe you booked for my sister's wedding that was gonna be there. I like, you know, I got a team now, right? And she like, what? I said, yeah, I got a team. But she like, we booked somebody already. Then she looked at me for like 10 seconds. We probably gonna tell him, we gonna work with you. Like, they already paid because your quality. They paid $1,000 to the dude already from the video. And they was like, we just gonna lose that $1,000 just to be with you. No fact, because it's your work. See what I'm saying? And so I had to tell my team, like, I had to tell my brother, the intern, the photographer. I was like, that's what you do it for. That's why you give them the experience when you're there. Exactly. It's not just an experience. It's an experience. You focus on the experience, it's unlimited. You can't put a price on the experience. You can't. Like, of course, you're gonna get a nice, like I always say, winning film stuff, but when I'm there, you're gonna have to fun. You're gonna remember that day. So. Exactly. Yeah, I totally get down to the details of all stuff. But, y'all
what if a man did do it, depending on if he add more services,
Yeah, you gotta get them that.
You got like that 75. I mean, you doing the facials and all that, like you said,
I
package.
can work.
Yeah, you got
You said you did alright, and you get the shampoo, you get the facial, you get all this, hey, you want that. Because it's like, I mean, the biggest is, we in it to make money. And I'm feeling like, I'm gonna be like, what they call like a tree frog. If I land on this $100 tree, I don't play it.
Right.
But if I see the $20 tree, I can change color too.
Turn to a beat.
You know what I'm saying? Wherever you lay it at, that's where I can go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's $25, $30 means just as much to me. Because I'm in the business to make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, even though it's a lot of things, but but that's what motivates a lot of us over a period of time, when we get to a certain point. We love it all, we want to build clientele, we want to get these relationships, because relationships is what lasts. You see what I'm saying? You want the relationship, because relationship is what's going, it sustains, it was keeps folks coming. Because folks like, man, I've been going with this, man, I've been cutting, this dude been cutting my hair for 20 years. I ain't got it. Man, I know this dude, I've been cutting for head. Like the guy Coach called for y'all, I've been cutting that man head ever since high school. And man, I remember when I messed up and he had a little tail. And I threw one, I forgot it, man. I threw it slip and I put it off. He said, ooh, just cut the tail off. That was back in high school. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
Man, I was trying to find it on you. So, man, I need to learn and see, I thought, when you come up around the culture, people, you know where you come from. You can be in a place where you can be in a culture, people where they pay you. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be in a culture where, hey, they want something for you. And like I said, how I would do it, whenever I want to go up on my price, I had to try to manipulate the system. Like, I went up, I was charging $5. I was good. I said, man, I'm gonna go to 10. This is when I was bootleg, I started out. $10. I got 50 now. That's 20-something years. So I said, I got that thing. 5, but 10 and 15. See, so I had to put it, they knew that line, man, I was cutting in a yard, I was cutting on a porch, man, in a community. Man, and I'm telling you, they could just drive, they I did so long, they drive, they knew who was in line, everything. Man, they just keep driving, waiting on me. You didn't work that. I said, when they come on that porch. Hey, they drive by, hey, I'm next. I said, yeah, you next. They drive off, making blocks around us where I do things. So therefore, the 10, get them both up there. 10, I got 10.
They can hurt you.
They wouldn't wait. So, man, after a while, man, they start paying the 10. Trying to get it right. And I had one boy, I lost a client. He said, man, every time you come on, somebody come on. I got 10. Man, he left me, he trying to change it. He was trying to make me feel good, but that rule was 10. But see, all at the same time, I was trying to work my way up to 10. You see what I'm saying? Eventually, I was going up there, but I wanted to see who all would pay the 10. Because at that time, hey man, $10 was a good rate for a haircut back in those days.
I grew up on
Hey, $10, man, it was
yes.
And so, man, and one day, Coach Coffee was in the church. We was in the house, man, him and another guy. And he done sit down. And boy said, Paul, I got $10. What? Coach wouldn't get up out of the church. for trying to get the money, man, you know. But, you know, I'm from one place down there, man, you know, hey, you know, they want, you know, less as possible.
Speak it up.
Oh, I think I kind of talked to man. I told him, man, you know, that was the move.
Right.
But man, hey, I went on it, but he didn't get up. I don't get up. He did not get up. So I just said, man, I said, I'll get you next. I just had to kind of work out, you know. I said, I work out. Yeah, man, but man, that was like, but you know, it was just stuff like that, man, that I remember, man, you know. Hey, you know, you trying to get these people to pay. You know, I had tried to manipulate the system, man. You're trying to, you're trying to throw that in 10, 15, the house cuts, constantly going up. That's how I do it. Trying to make something work. Yeah, that was fun though, man. But yeah.
I think it's easy. I heard this one. The 10 of you came together and invested $100 a week for a year and accumulated $52,000. What are some ideas you could come up with? The maximum monthly passive income there.
You got a couple of things, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Except for me to take out money there and put an IEL, which is like insurance policy. It's like an insurance policy. And it's real. I thought it was something, you know, this is real. We didn't, this is very real. If we just invest a month, right? Let's say $200. We invest $200 a month. In 15 years, if you basically have $1 million, you can get $1 million out. You're like 20, 15 years, that $20 for $200 for when the base adding 1.3 billion. That's just for $20. And I know some people who do that $7,500 a month. It's theirs. So it's like, in 18, when I turned 22 years old right now, so by the time they're 35, almost 40, he said, I'm gonna have 30 years. I'm like, what? So I'm like, yeah. And then like, even with that, like, you know, so we want business, right? You know, I don't know if you guys know that you can read the basis, we can take that 52, right? Let's say we all do that, we take 52. We can go to the bank, and they'll leverage that 50, they'll give us another 50. So now we got 100. So now we all have together, because you know, of course we have to have like, you know, one complete business together, and we all put ourselves manager on that business, right? And we can take that and we can go and start a storefront. We can go create a store, create some type of business, whether liquor store, gas station, grocery store, anything. But yeah, this one of my plans. I mean, I don't want to share it, but it's like something like that on that right. But if I build this before where I can get like 250,000 or something, man, wow, I would love to go franchise a restaurant like Chick-fil-A. They definitely went out to McDonald's or like stuff like that. And then, yeah, like now, you feel me? You basically, okay, of course you're gonna use that blueprint. You know, you're paying the money to basically aspiration to you, but we done already put it that we know it's gonna work. All you gotta do is follow our blueprint. You paying for our blueprint, and we're gonna give you all that what you need. You just gotta find. It's like once we do that, we're spending that $200,000 just to get permission, just to get a signature. Okay, you can do it. But of course, we go to the bank and get another business loan, get the equipment, and find a building. And at that point, you gotta move and you gotta just hire workers. You just gotta start working. So I know for sure. I really gotta say Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is one of the companies that makes the most money out of all businesses, but they only open 6 days a week. Yeah. So that should tell you they come to McDonald's, Wendy's, all the other people have to stay open 7 days, 8 days a week. You feel it? And they not even messing with Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A have a system that have a whole different type of lane. And I'm like, well, us being entrepreneurs, why not? Like, why not invest? If you even tell me about what we think about it, and we can do it both for time, so the thing about it, we can just make it pretty well. Each year, somebody with their own store. You know what I'm saying? We can start out as a group, but eventually we're gonna branch out. Okay, this year, it's your turn. Okay, this year, we can put some of the time in, we all put in the event. We gotta put the same work each year. Each year, at the end of the year, it's gonna be somebody trying to be blessed with their something for they actually bloodline. Like everybody have your last name. You have a Chick-fil-A at the end of the day. My kids come with Chick-fil-A. Generation. I'm talking about generation. It's gonna be I'm talking generation. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then so, cause I didn't cut a couple owner, I was like, yeah, man, he had bought like a Firehouse Sale. Y'all know about Firehouse Sale, but he said, man, me, literally him and 4 other guys, 5 guys, like, bro, we all got our credit together. We all have like a 700 credit score. So when we have a 700 credit score, like, bro, I went and got, we have a business plan for having like my business and whatnot. I went and got like 60 to 70K from the bank. He went and got 60. Now we have a total of almost $400,000 of this capital. So now they have the $100,000 to go buy the I guess buy the chance or the opportunity or the what's the right word for it? They basically bought the certification or bought the I guess the leasing rights to even maybe do it for $150,000, and then they had extra money from they got 400 and all, so they got extra money on the side to go buy the equipment to go buy all this. So but now you have a up running operating business. That money gonna get paid back as you work it out. You gonna make what you put in automatically because with Chick-fil-A, I didn't look it up, bro. Chick-fil-A in 1 week, they're gonna clear almost $2 million. So you mean to tell me you guys that you mean to tell me you can invest $100,000 just so you can have a residual income for the rest of your life to make $1 million a week? You wanna do it? Like y'all wanna do it? Like if somebody told you that, like bro, I wasn't doing everything I can. Literally now. You can do that, but it's like they're like, bro, it's really that simple. It's not that hard. Of course, you just know that. And I was like, oh yeah, like you said, it don't have to be a Chick-fil-A. It can be a Firehouse Sale or Wendy's or a Checkers. It can be because those type of corporations they make money, but also it's your own. So probably you basically try something you know is gonna work off the rip because it's already there. I don't think you have to just follow the plan. And I feel like it just take a dumb person after following somebody give you instructions and then you invest in all your money, you ain't gonna take the seed like that. Crazy. That's something I would do. Or like I say open a mega barbershop. Oh man. Like I'm talking about to the point where people from Cali, like we set up, we really like put our all into this when it comes to like from how it look from the outside to how it look when you come in, to how many stations we got, to the coloring, to the lighting, to just we got pool tables. Yeah, you see.
Because you know the reason why I went down that route to even battling that question and how would it work? You got college costs. You gotta have your cotton club. You know our own building.
Right.
Concrete. Building, how much it's gonna take to get it to look like we want to on the outside, how much it's gonna take to get it to look. 5 chairs on each side, we can start earning. If we get 5 chairs on this side, which is probably gonna bring you $150 in rent per week. So $150 per month, per person. If it's 10, that's gonna be $600 a month, right?
Wait, no,
I'm talking about like just one person each receiving passive income off a booth rent.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just 600 a month that you got coming in passive.
Right.
Okay, you got to count in the overhead. The overhead between 10 people, that's gonna be maybe $60.
Right. Not much at all.
So see the reason why I thought like that was because what do we know?
Yeah, no, right.
We investing in something that we know inside and out. Inside and out. And then, you gotta have locations.
Right.
And then all of us, we spread it out. So we know what areas and what places need one.
Right.
And so, it's just like, okay, boom, after a year, we run it back.
Right.
Okay, next building. Okay, that's what, $1,200 a month passive.
Right.
So,
And I think what makes Chick-fil-A so successful, people don't realize is the branding. So I advise anybody, like a lot of people, like right now, I don't know, I have like 6 photographers in this area that want to work with me non-stop. They like, everywhere I have, I want you to be here. I don't care about what anybody. They put me on their website because of my brand. How I host stuff, how I got my
logo set up, website. So my advice to all that is to make sure that brand. That's it. Cause like this happened because of my brand. Whether y'all know it or not, because of me, it's my brand I built. I see the quality. And honestly, if my brand wasn't good enough, y'all wouldn't be here. Right. You see what I'm saying? If it didn't.
And your brand says a lot about, you gotta stand behind your brand.
Exactly.
See, I know it's Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, they have a brand, you know, they supposed to be like a Christian, you know. Right. You know, it's certain things that they don't do.
Exactly.
You know, all these. And what you know, it takes like, you know, you take Michael Jordan shoes. You paying that money for that brand.
Right. You ain't good Jordan.
I mean, does it make the shoes better than when you see Jordan shoes? I mean, but you gonna pay for that brand, and they making the same shoes over and over and over.
Same material.
It's fighting over the brand. And like I said, and that's why you put good stuff out there. You stand behind your work. Don't go on quantity, go on quality. Quality always outweighs quantity.
Those are my terms.
It's always quality, always your work, your good will always be it'll stand the test of time. You know, stuff because one thing about people know people that do right, they know they stand by their word, they does what they say, they do good work. They know you could be, it might be a little bit pricey, but he gonna do what he said. You can depend on it. You bank on it. Like you said, good brand. If you mess your brand up by cheap, cutting folks, cheating folks, doing all kind of stuff, you messing your brand and it's not gonna mean anything. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, you know, man, trying to get, you know, that's been some of our part. We got good ideas working together. It's just something that
That's how you grow.
That's how you grow. But you know, man, us working together, I mean, you know, as I see what I was gonna do, like I said, I wouldn't mind taking, you know, because I have the credentials and the credibility to get bigger buildings, to get, but finding the willing workers.
Right.
Because see, I wish I would have had somebody that would have put me in a shop when I was coming up. Because we got all these bootleggers out here, people cutting out of houses.
Yes.
People doing stuff. And you can tell them these things, but because they see a little video, they you know, it's just the mentality.
Right. Yeah.
Because they think slow.
That's where his school come in. Like you said, eventually you're right, you want to do a school.
Yeah, I feel like we can really create our own barbershop school around here. That's something because it started with the barbershop, but in that part really it's a school too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, then your school can be tied in with the business. Because once you get out of school and we train you, hey, we already got a sponsor. We can send you to job. It's already right there. And see, most people, they can't start their own business because they don't have enough credit to get them to build it. Well, look, because we already in location and everything. You got, you know, you want location is a lot of things. You know, you can send people, man, places where, you know, now you think about it, you got all these, the barbers could just come together and bring everybody to one location. The money, it would be great and everything. People not gonna come. This day and time, people are not, they don't trust you enough. You're only gonna get a certain selected few. When I worked in the hood, where we said the hood, I only got the hood people coming out. I wasn't getting the Mexicans, I wasn't getting the white people. I wasn't getting those guys because they were not coming. Right. Because now I'm on the square. I'm in my own, I get all of it. It's more money. And I tell them, won't y'all stop thinking? See, because I'm doing it in my house. No, they're trying to think they're saving $1. See, because, hey, it's cheaper to work under somebody because you just paying one fee. You know, bring that when I was working in my house, man, I had hair everywhere. You know, your house is, you know, it's gonna be, because you cannot stop all that hair from flashing. I had it in my refrigerator, I had it everywhere. Right. And you know, then you move out from the porch. You don't porch. I mean, you know, because you don't want to get there and people kill you. You don't let everybody in your home. Your home is somewhere where it's gonna be safe. You know, but you need to let everybody. But man, when I started working out there, my business grew.
Yeah.
It grew because I wasn't now just relying on my couple. You know, just the people, because you know where I was from. You know, but now since I'm up there, I get every type of money. Don't have a cup. If one cup is green. And some of man, you can't bring everything in the shop. You have to leave all the gossip, man, all the, you know, they taught us in school, religion, you know. Man, we're here in politics and stuff. You gotta leave that alone because we're here to make money. You'd be surprised at people that give. If you can get in there and you said, oh, I can't stand the Republican. Well, he might be a Republican, he done left out, he done lost him. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that, or you talk about religion. Folks are really touchy about their religion. Whether he's dead or not. I mean, I'm here to run a business. I'm here for, you know, so, you know, but that right there can cause a bridge between us. And you can lose a lot of clients by you just put your opinions. We're not here to, you know, it's not what we're here for.
I'm sitting up here talking about
We here to make money.
this big old joke on Houston football team. Like, man, that big old sorry something 6'8", man, he just stops and then talking about like, dog. Everybody bucking their eyes at him. Everybody stop bucking their eyes at him. And I'm like, what's up? And the guy in the cage like, yeah, man, my son, he is sorry.
To my foot. You know what I had.
Exactly, bro. I was still talking about that shit with God, like, man,
You know, hey, we have, I know I'm not gonna call no names. Hey. Not call no names, but man, we had an incident, man, you know, hey, you know, he had a client. And one of the coaches, you know, I ain't calling no names, and he was going hard, you know, man, all this and that, and the dude, you know, well, not him, but the whole situation. But the dude was in the chair, one of his clients was that way. And when everybody was in there like, I'm talking out of me. And just imagine the way he felt. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's some stuff, but you know, I'm glad he's still coming back. But you know, at the same time, we're here to make money. You know, all the other things, you know, you have to be careful about that because, you know, you can lose money. I mean, you know, you can, you know what I'm saying? You can lose money. That's what we're here for.
If y'all ever decide to build that barber shop, y'all let me know because branding, that's what I specialize in. So marketing, because I say that because when I first started, I knew I wasn't gonna make it if I just relied on things.
Oh, you gotta think outside, don't you?
Yeah. So my clients, we've been in Nashville, we've been in Louisiana, we got a couple in Tennessee, Alabama. So like we finna get one possibly in Kentucky. You see what I'm saying? So like I made sure my people don't believe my city don't matter. I got some over there. So I'm saying that. So when y'all ready, when y'all get it going, we're gonna come up with a whole strategy and help y'all come up with it. And I'm gonna do content. And so not only people in this local area, but people out of state can see. People like they from say Korea. They gonna come. Because the reason why I say this is I seen one of our classmates, his name Leslie.
Oh, yeah.
He a Tupelo.
Yeah.
And my dad from here. One day I'm like, man, I got Tupelo for him to come here. Just because I seen him post videos and him.
Bro, I didn't have like people come.
You see what I'm saying?
Like me posting on social media, I had people from Nashville, Arkansas, Bama.
Just by doing it, because it shows your credibility.
No, right.
Yeah. So if y'all ever get that going, y'all let me know. I'm dead. For real, I'm dead.
All put together.
Hey, I
keep getting barred.
Yeah, y'all can tell myself out.
I need to jump into the building.
See, that's crazy.
But you know, airlines, you see, it's about $1,000.
Yeah, Aberdeen, Houston,
Houston, Houston.
I'm just saying, too.
Y'all got any other like questions? Hey, y'all really enjoyed that. Y'all like and subscribe. And see you in the next one.
Yeah.